how can you, instead of putting it out, just ejaculating in, how can you develop the sensations? How can you find ways with touch, for example, touching your belly and taking the time to breathe in the sensations of your desire itself, feeling the desire, putting your hand on your edge of your cock, the cap of your cock, and breathing in the desire that you feel, slowing down the time and touching different parts of the body while breathing and while holding the cock. There's a place in the body where you develop sensations of wholeheartedness. We need to actually touch your heart to feel your heart as man. That's what I understood, is that for my own self, I needed to massage more hard to feel my heart opening, because otherwise my heart is shut down.
So you can feel this sensation.
And as men, I have been educated to shut down, to be strong man, have a good ego, be able to talk and to make jokes and be easygoing and do good stuff and do it well. I've never been taught to be actually feeling my body. Yeah.
Marco Gayohona.
Yes. Want chocolate or dates or this? Yeah. Help yourself. There's water heroes.
This is nice chocolate.
Yeah, I miss chocolate.
That's it.
Yeah, cacao from Mama's farm. Mama's cacao farm.
Wow.
Yeah. And homemade here in the ashram in a seaside building.
Oh.
On the second floor. No, first floor.
This one.
The first floor. No, not this one. The seaside building where you live.
Ah, yeah. There's this room with Ama's chocolate.
Yeah. It's
Nice.
created there.
It's from there.
Yeah.
Oh. Have you got more of this?
Sure. Help yourself. There's more here.
Oh. Wow. When you get the taste of it, you're like, yeah. So, yeah. Hi. Today we have the beautiful Marco here at Amrita Puri at the Amas Ashram. And I'm very happy to have him here on this show. We had a beautiful conversation when we met, because I actually took from him the tripods for the very first episode which I recorded, and then I started to talk to you, and I was like, yeah, there's something, there's this connection, like I really want to talk with you. And it was funny, I actually thought about that already, that I really want to talk with you on the show before I actually met you properly, because we just briefly talked very briefly about what you do, what I do. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you later. And you were like busy making something different. And then
Completely different, yeah.
And Marco is would you say, yoga therapist? Or how would you introduce yourself as? Because you do many things. He does so many things. I mean, just to say he's a yoga therapist is almost doesn't do you justice.
It's good justice. It's what I'm doing right now. Yeah. Also helping with the focusing therapy. So it's a somatic approach on empowering people to connect with their self-wisdom, their felt sense. So to come back to a secure expression of life within oneself, like to come back to a sensation of being one with your heart and your belly and your mind, and so focusing. And then yoga therapy, we use yoga and Ayurveda, so it's a mix of both of them. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And as a opening, what would you say does it take nowadays to be a man?
Wow.
What are the qualities?
What are the qualities? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know for you.
Oh, thank you.
What are the qualities that it what did you say that it takes?
What does it take to be a man?
To me, it is, wow, nowadays. Let's say in Germany or in Montreal or in France, because it's really different. I was in France for the last 8 years, and God, no, 7 years. And God, so it's really different to be a man in France than to be a man in Canada. And that's like dramatically opposite. Wow, I learned so much. Really, I'm really grateful to have learned that much. The difference of culture and difference, even though we speak French in both countries. In Quebec, we speak French, and in, north, I was in Normandy, so about 2 hour drive from Paris. Even though we speak French, both sides, it's completely dramatic expression of like life itself. Is like, wow, it's such a high sensibility of the differences of sensibility is really major. So, it's funny because my ancestors from my father's side and my ancestors, the man lineage from my mother's side, they're two opposites. So on my mother's side, the men lineage is like healers. My grandfather is natural healer. He took away. No, now he's dead. But he shuts down the fire on people, right? Like naturally, it's like it's there. I remember when I was a kid, I was in pain. He would come in home and then he would say, "Come and sit." So he would put one hand on my top of my head and one hand on my like that, and he would just go like for like not even like 4 minutes, and then I would become in fire, and then after fire, poof, I was sick for like a week or 4 days or 5 days, and boom, it was done, right? Within a few minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really powerful. So this is the lineage, the men lineage, on my mother's side. And on my father's side, whoa, it's intense. Pure pain. It's like, and we're coming from a generation of like, my grandfather, who was a healer, all his family were working on a like kind of mill, right? A family mill. And no one was getting paid, basically. They were not getting paid. They were just, hosted and housed, and they have food, meal, and then they were sharing this beautiful family project finally, but they were not paid. And it's not a long time ago. So to be a man in that context is so different than to be a man now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. Now we have water, we have everything, everything is created. We can just enjoy ourselves. It's like a next level of life. That life challenges us to come in a place, okay, all our needs are met. We don't need to sacrifice ourselves. We don't need to express this manhood, this power of manhood in sacrificing ourselves to go into a warrior, sacrifice. We can just come back to a place of more relational,
Yeah.
That's how I feel it. Of course, it's not everyone. It's not, but at least in my own experience, this experience that I am in this lifetime, it's my challenge as a man. It's this relational space, because it's where trauma it's where like everything can arise, emotions, and I mean a bigger, because if I don't have to sacrifice, then I can become conscious, right?
And can become aware of what's actually happening within you.
Yeah, exactly. I can become aware of like what's alive, or this is how I say it right now, what's alive, but to make it more simple, it's like, just to be, and then
yeah,
and then there's something that that is expressing itself through me, and which is either I want to do this, or I want to get that, or I want to achieve this, or so. But I have more time to be conscious of all that,
Right.
Instead of before, we didn't have the time. My grandfather didn't have a second for his own
Yeah.
freedom. Like, no way, you're in the mill and then you're working from like 7 or 6 in the morning until, no time at night, until 7 at night. And you're just sacrificing yourself, your whole life almost
To survive.
to basically be able to eat so that the whole family can eat and the whole family can have a place to stay together and have a meal and have maintaining the tools and maintaining everything. So it's paradox. It's very
Yeah. And I mean, this is now the last 50?
it's really very short.
60 years?
Yes,
Like, since
exactly.
the internet came and like the globalization, the connection of the whole world, and also through capitalism, like it had its purpose to that we are all connected now, and that technology really came to this rise, that we have all this luxury of that everything is like so easily accessible,
Yeah.
which then again brought the difficulty actually that we as a society kind of lost also these values of human connection. I find personally, like, where the more we are connected, the more there's separation somehow. Like, we're not really able so much to connect really between each other. Do you feel like that too?
I relate to that. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think, it's interesting when you start to look at, science around the brain and the way that our pathways to our intelligence and pathways of our sensations, what expresses, it's more than 90% of the memory that was just, the last day and the last week. So we are, what I express is more than 90%. I think it's 98 or 99%. It's just pure repetition of the same pathways of sensations in my body, in my heart, in my mind. Just repetition all the time. So to have something inside me that expresses itself out of awareness and truly curiosity and that goes beyond these pathways of sensations, always the same pathways of mind perception, and can transform these pathways into something that where curiosity can be in, and then sensibility can start to arise and can start to relate and use different tools like empathy or any other strategies that we're learning, that we're meant to learn now as men. To come back to your question, I mean, we're literally like humanity, like manhood is like really like we're gonna face a big wall.
Yeah.
Really, because we don't need to be anymore like fucking warrior. I mean, in my opinion. Maybe there's a part of it that we need, fighters, or maybe, I don't know. Personally, I don't believe in war, so it's the opposite. I believe in communication, because as soon we all have the same needs, right? So if we share the same needs, then we can understand each other and have our needs met. We don't need to go in enemy image and then use a party of hatred and party of to get our needs met. We don't need to party with hatred and all the violence to get our needs met. We can just communicate,
And that still comes from the old conditioning of we are in competition, like we are against each other, we have to conquer, we have
yes.
like this really primal, which also comes from the root chakra of or like this, is it from the sacral chakra? That's come from the root of the survival.
Or your territory. It's really primal. It's really like, my space,
Yeah.
And if you cross that space, like we were killing earlier, like when you cross my space, who are you? What's your intention? Like, where are you going?
Yeah.
And then everything is in the gut. We know that. When I meet you, I know exactly what you want, where you are, and where you're heading to. But beyond that, There's this memory, this archaic memory of manhood where like or like protector. I mean, I feel it in my teens. When I met my partner 12 or 14 years back, I knew that I felt it. I had many partners back before, but I never felt that I wanted to create a family. I never wanted to create a house for her, no, for the partners that I had before.
Yeah.
But now I felt it. I was like, I became like man, like protector, like create a house, have like territory, like protect territory, provide, like really like provide without thinking on my personal needs, just like boom. It's genetics, right? It's like something beyond my personality, it's something that pushes me from my lineage, from my father's side, man, and then my mother's side, manhood, right? Let's say. I guess I'm also entangled with the woman lineage, right? I speak about men because I'm man, so. There's something else that comes is that since there's something inside me that I struggled my whole life to get a sense of, what are the components of this relational, but this wall that we're facing as men, and what is it? What's all the ingredients? Let's put it clear, like give it to me because I'm so curious. I just want to have a beautiful time instead of fighting with my partners, instead of hating myself, instead of shaming myself, labeling myself as whatever I am, labeling myself because for what experience I'm going through, Yeah, maybe we want to just monitor.
Just double check, like, because I had that already.
Yeah. This one?
Bit of peace of mind.
Yeah, you need to double check every 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
And yeah, there's another component, there's this when I'm trying to imagine my uncle, I wish I just had an image of my uncle and fuck. The men are lost. I felt lost my whole life, I felt so alone, even though I was going into men's group, I was going into therapy, I was holding many people together and beautiful projects that I was kind of, participating to lead. And I always had a lot of people around me. But I always felt wounded inside as a man. Alone. And like a wound inside that was like present. And the moment that I was living, I didn't really felt it, right? It wasn't clear that it was shame, that it was this and that it was that, right? These childhood wounds and these lineage also coming from my father and my mother's man lineage, But there's a the vulnerability, the fact that we use 90%, 98% of all the pathways that we use in the past. It's when you start to want to change this thing that I finally realized that I was not happy, Okay, well, I always had a long-term relationship with women, I love women. Oh. it brings me this space of sacredness and this space of celebration and safety of belonging and then there's something that also narrows me back to my feeling, because women are, I have my whole life I have this feeling that women are very much in their heart. It's like the way they're built to have babies, the way they're built with their body, their forms, you know, their breast and their beautiful belly and their constitution, you know, and their yoni, their sex. There's something that they take life in, you know, they hold that, they nurture life. There's something in their core, and they're built to provide, and they're this to provide life, you know, to care for life.
Yeah.
And me, never felt like I felt it, but later, you know, when I started to, yeah. Your levels are a little bit low, no? Is it okay? Your gain is okay? Minus 30 is okay.
I think that's okay, because
Yeah.
if we get louder.
No, you're gonna catch everything.
Okay, no, I can do it. So you can do it post now. No, I don't wanna. Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, the other parts of that, the wall that, you know, we use 90% of our resource, 99% of our resources on our like robots. So as a man, I have to wake up early in the morning, you know, I have to go, and then I have to survive. So I have to
Yeah.
get my needs met and
But here's the thing,
yeah.
that nowadays the survival part has fallen apart in a way that women are also equally now with men. They also go to work. They also provide.
Yeah.
So they came through this whole feminism movement, I would almost say. This probably has started already before that.
Yeah.
But when the feminism movement comes, we're like, okay, we're equal with men. And they came with such a force up to break these old patterns of suppression of the feminine.
Yeah.
Because men have been suppressing not just women in general, but they've been also suppressing their own feminine side. Yes. So women came now with this force and the speed, like, bam, we're here now, and they have so much strength amongst each other. The womanhood, it's so strong nowadays. They really got each other. So men are now left with this feeling, but how do we fit in? How can we still feel like a man and have this like grounded feeling?
Yeah.
Where we don't need to like be this raw man,
Yes, that's raw man.
but also can be sensitive and also connect with women on the sensitivity part.
Yeah. I mean, if I would have been a woman even 20 years back, I would be a fucking feminist. Extreme feminist. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I mean, there were probably a lot of good men back in the days, you know, but also a lot of abuse, fortunately. So for me, it's like a natural, like, you know, how you say this in English, like a tangent, like a natural angle of like in a graph, you know, inclination, like a natural unfolding of events that it's normal that women wake up and say, bam.
Yeah. And rightfully.
Wholeheartedly, and like bow down to women that are in the past 20, 30, 40 years that went up, and I'd say, fuck you. You know, I have the right to vote. I have the right to have a bank account. I have the right to be whatever I want to do. I have the right to do it, you know. You're not going to tell me what I have the right to do or not. Yeah. So, come on. Fuck. We're coming from far. cannot imagine. So now, me as a man, I'll speak from my own experience with my wife, my ex-wife. We're still married, but we're not. And we came to a place of completely implosion, and it was like in June 2 years back already. And I had like two major one phase in Quebec where we met, and we lived together for 7 years, and then 7 years in France where we left Quebec and we went to live close to her family and in France. And the first part in Canada, I was in my roots. I was in my power. I had a nonprofit, an NGO that I was directing with my ex-partner. So before being with my actual ex-wife, I was before that with the partner where I created the NGO. And I was a lot in my power because I was managing all these employees and all these volunteers and all these north and south, direct solidarity projects, mainly in Haiti. And then, so I was in power. And the other part is my actual ex-wife. I mean, we're not separated, but let's call her like this way. My actual ex-wife had such an amount of depth of love in her eyes, in her presence, that I was dying to get these skills that she had. I was like, wow, I was bowing down to her. Like, God, this is what we need as men, It's like, wow, what do you have there? Like, wow. 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 It's life-changing for me. It was like, wow. Their partners before I've all had, amazing qualities, but with that quality that I've met inside her, it was like, wow. So I started to do a lot of research, even if I had done a lot before I met her, I did a lot of 5 different types of therapy, including somatic therapy, and then I did a lot of education and therapy also, doing massage therapy, and then, somatic sex education, and nonviolent communication, and then after that, some work around the mind and how your mind tricks your own self, and then what kind of work can you do to every time you label someone, every time you label your own self with a judgment, it's actually just an expression. It's like a suicidal expression of an unmet need, right? So how to shift every time I have a judgment, how can I shift? How can I use my curiosity and my power to say, no, wait, okay, what I just did now, like, and make a pause and say, okay, and hack inside myself and say, okay, no, now I'm recreating this manhood who's like sacrificing themselves and feels superior, and who needs to dominate to have security, but we don't need this anymore. Relax. So instead of dominating, I can connect, and I can go inside and start to feel what is alive, Where is it? So I started to understand. It first started in my belly when I first met this Helen. I remember it's been maybe a few months where we're seeing each other, and at one point I started to cry for 2 days. I felt in my belly. I've never felt fear in me, never, as a man, because I'm a man. I don't fear.
Right.
Yeah. I remember with her, suddenly I had feelings at the bottom of my belly. I had pain. I had fear. At the bottom of my belly was like, oh, wow. And it took me a lot of weeks and of months to integrate this. I was like, I didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, okay. In different situations in the NGO and outside, and I had other businesses outside the NGO, and then I was giving therapy also. I was a therapist. I was giving therapy once, 1 day a week, plus the NGO, plus other stuff outside, and meeting different contexts, different type of people, extremely, anyway. So, and I was watching how the social code, no, it's important to say this because how the social code of what's expected from me as a man, as an entrepreneur, to collaborate with. I mean, I had a team on the road that was, I had a business on the road, so I had to collaborate with people on the road on a certain behaviors, and they were expecting. They had this frame, and the frame. You cannot this quality of sharpness of bone. You cannot go outside of that frame.
Right. Yeah.
And me, with this quality at that moment, a special moment, I did not know how to fit that inside. It was like not possible. There was this two parts that were like separated inside me. This man who was like lineage of abuser, right? Basically, I'm sorry to say this, but it's true. We came from France, and we came here, and then the First Nation communities, and we slaughtered the First Nation communities, and we make them ashamed, and we make them, they were like moving all around, and we make them fit in one place, and we oppress them, and then, it's horrible what happened. There's many films that storytell this, and you just cry the whole time because it's abuse. It's abuse on the whole, every spectrum. All chakras, root chakras, power chakras, and then self-love chakras, and then vision of life, and then, you depossess the whole, and whether we're there like forever, why, what happened. But anyway, let's just come back. And then, I don't know what I was saying. Because the lineage of abuser, yeah. Wow. I mean, I don't know if it's a lineage of abuser, but somehow when you get out of your home, your territory, and you're no longer in your territory, and you want to create a territory in which you want to basically live and somehow find peace over there. When you go abroad, somehow you're going to abuse someone over there to get your shit done, to get this territory back into one piece, to whomever you're doing it. If you're not doing this, then you're very good. But God, the history that I've saw in Canada and Quebec is very bad. Colons, you mean in English? I don't know. Oui, colonisateur, colonizer,
Yeah.
colonizations. And the man who does the colonization, the colonization, you call him colon.
I don't know.
No. In Quebec, in French, we call it the colon.
I guess.
Petit colon.
Not sure.
Yeah. So anyway.
See what this.
So there's two parts, this place where I'm in business or I'm in the NGO. In the NGO, I have more space to be because I created the whole thing, all the employees, I select everyone, and I could be myself more, was much more. And in therapy, I could totally be myself and trigger these doors in my clients, practice. So that was the first thing. This is the first memory that I do remember, like hacking myself as, like not hacking myself, but being forced by my partner presence to like, wow, I was so in awe, the beauty of it, the depth of it, the generosity of her embodied. She was really embodied, so the generosity of embodiment and of her love and curiosity and wonder was like, wow. So the beauty of it was like, wow. I was bawling down, And then I remember we were at the park, and then after we went to my room, and then we were just co-regulating. So I was taking her on my lap, and she was opening her belly, and I could feel when she opens her belly, when she really let go of contraction in her belly. And suddenly inside me, something in my own body changes,
Right, yeah.
And also we remember that moment where we changed roles, where we just hold one another for like, I don't know, we did count the time, right? It was just organic. And I say this and I have sensations on my chest. So that was the movement. Before, I did a lot much more therapy and personal development, a lot of personal development before. But it was always very isolated, either for the mind, either for the beliefs, the core beliefs, or other wounds, the 5 main wounds, and then my abilities that I have for seeing things, or feeling things, or we call it channeling, and a lot of channeling trainings and so many stuff. But that special moment when I met her, it was like here and now, opening up.
Just the presence of what
Just the
is.
presence of what is. And opening up. Like shifting from sympathetic nervous system to parasympathetic nervous system. Wanting something from being.
Yeah. We just inside something just drops and just feel like you're here.
And then you're here. Like something in my solar plexus can open. Something in my heart just starts. When the security in my gut is there, it opens. And then my breath slows down. I feel my breath is anchored in some kind of a slow, and it slows down the time. When I really breathe in there, it slows down the time. Like if it makes like this with the time. And then when the breath slows down the time, and then I feel grounded, and I feel the sensation of my actual sex. The bones from my legs that comes in my hips. I feel my hips. I feel my gut. I feel the tenderness, the gentleness and the tenderness in my gut, I feel the heat in my sex. The power of that heat, this vibrant heat, that transform and hear the breath, my breath that comes in, breathe in this sensations. There's something that can slow down. And then and then after the heart opens up, it takes a lot of time. It's funny because I remember now, just lately, I was with a friend and we were just doing some co-regulation. We're just holding one another again. And to come to the present moment, it takes time for the body to open up.
Yeah.
Even for me now. to come to vulnerable, wholehearted, vulnerable, safe space, safe, felt sense.
You're right.
Mm. It's very interesting because in psychology you have these two paths, right? I just want to make a small pause. You have the left, which is to take the human as a felt sense, as a sensing self. And you have a right-hand path in psychology, which is to take the person as an object. So the person treats himself and other as object. And that's how you got to educate yourself with hatred, and that's how you get to educate yourself with punishment and reward to get shit done. Instead of connecting, instead of taking the time to connect, slow down the time and then connect with what's alive and get to feel with what's alive.
But the right part is that's the more common in Western psychology, right? That we are an object that's
me when I
function.
study psychology, it was we're an object. You treat people as object. You relate with people as object.
Right.
Yeah. So this is really different. The somatic approach of, psychology is that we take time to slow down. And when we observe, when I really surrender my mind to what's going on, because when this isn't safe, poof, it opens my sex. It's not that I become hard, right? It's just that there's something that can open. And when I
breathe as well.
When I breathe and I open, there's fire. I feel fire. It's not that I create it out of my imagination. I just feel it. And it's not just me. It's all the men that I work in my life with. It's the same. It's not different. So I start to feel heat. I start to feel power there. And then I start to feel that I can relax. And we can start to have an emotional breath where I can open up a felt emotions when, with the breath, there's a breath that is for power, but there's a breath that is this emotional breath.
Yeah.
And I can start to deepen and go in a sensation deeper inside myself using an emotional breath.
I've heard that this is for a lot of men very difficult when they make love their partner to actually be vocal. And I remember I had the same struggle myself, that to be vocal, to actually really breathe and to express what I feel. And there was like the shift from holding in, where I just want to let out what I feel, and sometimes I felt embarrassed by it, and I felt like, what am I doing? And then I actually had quite a lot of partners who would say that I'm actually very expressive, and they really like that because they know where I'm at. And by hearing that so often, I was like, wow, so that is not common amongst men at all. This expression of this breath, of this vulnerable breath.
Yes, a vulnerable breath. I love that. And then after this emotional breath, then the heart. When I really start to connect with what's alive and, connect with the other, my partner, 20 years back or whatever, then there's something in my heart that starts to vibrate, actually.
Right.
Yeah. It is beyond two-dimension object. It's alive, There's something like I've been borrowing this body that has a language, and I can surrender my mind and can come to the senses. And the felt sense, my heart vibrates. Really, for true. It truly vibrates like a cat, like a purring cat. My ears vibrate like a purring cat. Yes, there's something that vibrates truly, So all these sensations, it took me 20 years to build them separately.
Right, you go in here, you go in there, you go...
So all these things that I'm saying, because what it takes to be a man today,
maybe to feel the body to start off.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's a very fundamental.
No. And so many men are so disconnected with their bodies. It's unbelievable. And it's also unbelievable for me sometimes how disconnected I was to my body. And I was doing sports my whole life, and I was doing yoga already for many, many years. But even whilst doing yoga, I didn't really listen to my body.
Yeah.
I want to get
Yes.
another posture. I want to get like even deeper into the asana. I want to get more stretch. And actually here in India, I started to use my practice not to get anywhere, but just to deepen my connection with my body, just to feel myself. I wake up in the morning, and I do now since quite some time every morning, and it doesn't matter if it's just a few asanas, but I just do it to feel myself, just to feel how does it feel here, how does it feel there, and this gentleness, like
Yeah.
to really connect. And the progress is slower, but to really feel what is happening, like, oh, this. And especially after this acupuncture treatment, what I was doing, I started to feel like, just like, just like lighting up and going up. What is this? And then goes away and comes again. Like, I feel my body. And then I remember once I had my treatment, I had really like thoughts of, I don't know, guilt or shame or something. And then at the end of the treatment, my right foot was actually cold. And Gita went there and she was like, your right foot is cold. Well, and then she measured it with this like little machine.
Yeah.
And at that time I didn't understand, but then going home, I started to make the connection with the thoughts I had affected my right foot, the circulation of the blood.
Yeah.
And that is happening all the time within us. So if we're not aware of what is actually going within this vessel, like imagine what we do to our bodies by being unaware of. Skill trips, basically.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's funny you're talking about shame and guilt. Because we just spoke about the right hand side. I just want to rebalance what you're just saying. We say that you have the left side that see the human as a sensible human being, wholehearted, no evil. There's no enemy image. Everyone comes blank, pure goodness.
Yeah.
When you're a baby, you're pure goodness. Pure, you're just completely blank page. Yeah. It's so beautiful. And the right hand side that says, wow, that kid is evil. Man, there's something evil in a man. And then we need to educate that person that she is evil. And that she needs to change. She or he needs to do whatever. Need to do this and that, and this is not okay, and this is okay. So we use we use judgment to say this is wrong, this is right, and makes me feel darkly ashamed of myself. Right. So there's two types of judgments. There's life-serving judgments and dignity-based judgments. Like, this is wrong, you're wrong, you should not do this. And then you become ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
Or if I say something like, oh, when you do this, I feel very insecure and I feel very sad. Because, I wish you could, blah, blah, blah. I wish I would receive this or that, whatever. Then I'm talking about needs. I'm talking about preferences.
The nonviolent communication
Yeah.
principle.
I'm talking about life itself. the way that I feel life and the way it would serve life if we do this way, because it would make my life so wonderful, you know. It would contribute to my sensibility, my well-being. And since we share sensibility, then you're naturally inclined to do this. I don't need to dominate you with shame or guilt or that you're wrong or you're, you know. You can just surrender to a place of feeling here now, slowing down the time, understanding what needs are not met, what's contracting, you know. The simple steps is that I have emotions, and when my emotions is filled, when my needs are filled, I have an emotions, and my emotions are like, wait, let me try this back over. I have an emotion. Let's say I feel frustrated, right? Because I don't know, you didn't do the dishes or whatever, you know, I don't know, you know. And then because you're my wife, you didn't do the dishes, and you know, and we have some kind of contract, right? When I cook, you do the dishes, but you didn't do it today, right? So, and I feel insecure, and I feel like some void in here, my solar plexus, and I feel alone, and I feel hurt because I don't know if I can trust what's going on here, you know. I'm suffocating inside, right? So, you know, I can come to you and use domination strategies to make you feel guilty and express my things and passive violent, or just, you know, passive aggressive, or just be upfront and say, why you never do this? Why again you didn't do the dishes, and be, you know, oppressive, right? Or you can just lay back and just come and take a moment to what resources I have inside me, you know, resource myself in. Why do I feel void? I mean, she can do whatever she wants. I mean, we're both free. I mean, let's take space. It's just, you know, it's just dishes. It's not a big deal. We can, you know. So there's something that is triggered inside me.
It's not about the dishes.
It's not about the dishes. It's about a trigger, and says it's a memory that is alive inside me. That makes me feel like, wow, okay. I feel like alienated to this dishes thing. What inside me is alienated, you know?
Yeah.
What is missing? What's inside me is like suffocating like this. Okay. I need time. So now the dishes are not made. I have to make the dishes. So I need time to nurture myself. But I mean, the dishes can stay, and I can just go in and nurture myself. Taking a bath, self-massaging, or doing yoga, or singing, or whatever I need to do to nurture myself, right? To feel life again, to feel that I'm not alienated and I'm not completely void or like this, you know. I'm again one. You know, I'm not in pure pain. I can, with nurturing practices, I can come back to a felt sense that is good, and not in pain, or not in struggle. And so it changes the whole thing. So if I come and nurture myself, I don't accuse the other person of whatever she's doing, you know, my partner, whatever she's doing. I can just, well, then I have a need of nurturing, you know, to feel myself, to fuel myself with vibrant aliveness, to nurture myself in security and self. When I slow down the time, so what we're just saying, when I slow down the time, my body can start to vibrate again. I have space inside, and my body feels like yawning, like. And in the moment, there's something that comes that I want to do. I want to play. I want to do something that is not has nothing to do with getting shit done or getting things organized or getting, you know, using my left brain. You know, I can use my right brain, and can become in a place of sensibility and creativity, and something inside me shifts where I become sensible and curious and playful, and where I I'm in a place where I feel myself.
Is that the
And I
right
feel
side?
movement.
Is that the creativity or the left side?
Is the right brain, yeah.
So the left side is the feminine,
Yeah.
but the right is the creativity.
Yeah, well, in the research with the brain lately, what they have found is that the right brain is like the creative brain. It's like the creative. It's when you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, then we activate the other part of the brain that we don't use.
Right.
Yeah. When we slow down the time and then we shift from sympathetic nervous system to parasympathetic nervous system, then there's a nerve in our body that opens up. And what it does, that 80% of its function is to take all the impulses of the body and bring it and circulating it all over the presence.
Can you
Polyvagal nerve. Yeah.
can you just define for those people who don't know what the parasympathetic is or the sympathetic?
Yeah. So you have, when you rest and digest and play, and then the nervous so to start, we have the brain, and it's all one piece, right? At the middle of our vertebrae, we have this greenish millions of fiber of nervous system that goes all the way up, and this is connected directly to our brain. And the brain and this nervous system that goes down the center of the spine. So the spine is like that big. In the center, there's millions of filament of nerves.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is one system, and it's surrounded by water. And at every vertebrae, there's filaments that goes out. The nervous system main channel go out, and it goes and the different organs or different. So every one of them. So they all have different functions in the body. And when you come awake, and you go and do stuff, you have the choice to be in your parasympathetic nervous system, or you have the choice to be in the parasympathetic nervous system or the sympathetic nervous system. And usually as soon as you get a stress up for any reason, because you have expectation of yourself, because people have expectations on you, then you're switched back directly to sympathetic nervous system, where there's a pressure that builds up inside. If you take a meter and you put it on my finger, then you'll know right away that I'm in a sympathetic nervous system, and I don't know, we have to get shit done fast, I don't know for what, for any reason. Then if I do exactly the same thing, let's say I have an image of Briggs being a kid with my dad, and I remember that he was all the time in a big stress, right? Because we need to get shit done. We need to do it fast. So, and I remember being a kid, super vulnerable. I just was playing around, getting the bricks. I was young, and 9 years old, and I take the bricks, and oh, it's beautiful, these bricks. Oh, it's fun, And Dad's like, Marco, be careful, do this. Hey, stop, and just pass, and
Yeah, I was on the edge.
So I shift myself from playing the playful parasympathetic nervous system and going into sympathetic nervous system. It's like, okay, achieving result, goal, and pushing myself, and then using my capacity. I mean, it's good to have this nervous system because it's an adaptation. It's an adaptation of there's a good feeling that arises from the sympathetic nervous system. It's not bad. The good feeling is that you have an intuition. It's a positive intuition that, oh, that's a fun game. I can challenge myself and discover myself doing this, and it becomes fun.
Yeah.
Right? It becomes like a personal challenge that I can take. I can taste good about myself, and it makes me discover myself, right? So in that sense, the sympathetic nervous system is good for that. But when it goes beyond this limit, this arousal of tasteful challenges where I'm going beyond my safe boundaries or my comfort zone, and I can take a risk, and I take a risk and it's fun because, it's you, and it's like, it's exciting,
Adrenaline also.
Adrenaline comes in and dopamine kicks in, and then good hormones all kicks in. And so this response with sympathetic nervous system, it's because of this that, adrenaline comes up from the kidneys, and then now you have the power, you discover your power. So it's positive somehow, because it's how you can get out of your comfort zone, and then you come with it. But now, when we forgot that we use this nervous system for that mainly. We've not been told that, and we've been told to use this system over and over and over for, basically the person is like fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, right? So I just shut down, and I just, because it's the only thing I can do is to shut down. For if I have a prey, if I have a tiger that is in front of me, or a lynx, and in Quebec we have a lynx. If you have a lynx in front of you that has their little puppy, their little kids around, it's a big cat, a lynx. Or a big cat with beautiful, it's like a very aggressive cat. Huge cat. And when they're there with their little, children, you don't want to be there. I've been there as the mother, you're like, so now you're run, man. You're run for your life. So, fight, flight. You're flighting. You're flight out. You're like, okay, I want to protect my life. So fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Whether you're shut down for fawn, and then you fight, you become aggressive. I become like, okay, I dominate. I put anger out, and I become like, oh. And I want to dominate the situation with my anger, because it's a primal response. It's like, I'm a man. I put boundaries. I create safety. Yeah. All these responses are like, now they're like overdrawn. Like they took a dimension of being so important, because nowadays the trigger is no longer a tiger or whatever. It's my wife. It's my ex-wife, right?
Capitalistic growth.
Or
capitalistic growth.
Yeah.
Going to work, that gives you the parasympathetic, the sympathetic nervous system, and you're like, I just need to work more. I need to work harder. I need to get more results done.
Yeah.
And this tiger never really, he's never gone. He's there in the room all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
We're there in the bedroom. It's there when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's there when you go to shit and you're thinking about when you're in the throne and knowing number 2 on the toilet, and then, and it's there everywhere. And we have been taught and educated to what is, to be performative, to be in performance, so as to go in the parasympathetic nervous system, but we have not been taught
how to get into
parasympathetic nervous system. Which is the thing that I was telling you just before, is these things that when I start to slow down and come to my felt sense, come to my sensations of my body, actual body, then the wisdom of this is perfect. Everything unfolds from there, from the playfulness and the consciousness that arise when I start to lean back to my sensations, physical sensations, emotional sensations, and energetic sensations that arise.
I'm talking about how man can actually feel the sensations, the feelings, what's going on. Actually, one thing that really helped me to remember the difference between sympathetic and parasympathetic It's parasympathetic is paradise. Parasympathetic.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it from a friend in our yoga teacher training. I think Ida was the name. Thank you, Ida, for giving us this clue.
We flock in it's what I love about that is that it's rest, digest, resource because the immune system will only kick in when you have enough, when you go low enough in the waves in the brain waves. When you go low enough, it's only there that the immune system can kick in. So you repair. So your body repairs only when you're deeply in parasympathetic nervous system.
Ah.
The immune system kicks in. So rest, digest, repair, flock. So if you want to have an experience like flock means it's like a bird that flocks together, right? In the sky.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It's like
It's like being together. Right. Like flocking together. So being in company with other people.
like a flock of sheeps.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But in a way that you're not in sympathetic nervous system, because for me, I could never imagine being with someone else, being with a group, but being in parasympathetic nervous system. What are you talking about? You know, when I first learned all these, I took a lot of classes and a lot of, education around that. And I cried a lot because my whole life, for me, being with people around, I cannot be in my body. I'm like here, somewhere in my ego, in my mind, and I need to I need to be, here. Yeah, I need to be here, but to be here, embodied, and relaxed, and wholehearted, safe inside, wholehearted, and completely grounded. In the presence of other people that share the same experience. Right. I mean, it's only when we take medicine it's only when I take medicine with people that I've experienced this, that I have the memories of experience.
Yeah,
whole life.
Feel chill.
Everyone chills because the medicine is so strong that you don't have the choice to chill. But it's not really good neither as experience because all the shit comes up, and these medicines, most of the time, when I first took them, I had so much strong emotions that was like, what is that? Oh, I'm not sure if I want to feel this,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the good impact of the medicine because I can really come in parasympathetic,
but
like
so
right
much
away.
Comes with it, right?
But all the thing that was oppressed, it's like, okay, this, no, maybe not. Can I just push this away at the side,
And at some point you cannot push it away anymore.
Sometimes it's prevent. It's all there.
And that's what I noticed. It was a difference for me in India. Like the conversations, especially here in the ashram, what I was telling you earlier, with this conversation, like how it felt to me to heal with other men, to talk about vulnerability, to talk about these feelings, because I felt that my body, not just my soul, but my whole being was longing for this like connection with other men that we also share with each other. How it is, I remember what you shared like a couple of last week about what you felt, like in your sensations. And then to compare how I felt when I was talking with other friends back home, and I felt like tense because it was all about the external life. It was about materialistic things. It was talking negative about other people, and it made me tense inside. And I didn't notice that so much, like how much I was in that, especially when I'm back home from my hometown. I feel that very often. Compared to when you can get together in a group in the parasympathetic nervous system of the place from heart to heart.
From heart to heart.
That is so beautiful.
It's enormous, yeah.
And then it creates room also for pauses, to feel each other's presence, to become vulnerable in that.
Big time. Yeah. I remember now. I have an image of going in a men's group, a men's therapy group, and it was Eric Berne. So Eric Berne is like a psychotherapist that uses the different parts of oneself. So the inner child, and the teenager inside, and the young adult, and all the archetypes that I've integrated from my father and my mother. So I have a mother inside, and I have a father inside. And all these different parts of myself that I have introjected this motherhood inside me, and all the way that my mother processes emotions, all her mechanism of protection of her wounds, and the way that she systematically behave on certain triggers. And I've also introjected her core beliefs, and this is all inside me. It's part of me.
And then, yeah.
And then I remember going in that group, and through many months, and then at one point I opened up. I finally had a sensation of being safe among these other men. And it was a time when I was working on my father archetype. I had introjected this father. We call it reparenting now. Inner reparenting. I think this is one of the biggest tools. We haven't talked a lot yet about all that. I have so much to say, but reparenting is very fundamental for a man, or for women too, but especially for a man. Because when I want to go back to my own experiences, that when I was teenager, I was hanging out with my friends and my cousin, and I mean, we were young, man. So we needed to have the belly back. We needed to contract. We needed to put ourselves chest up, and we needed to have the neck long, and we needed to have big arms, and we needed to stand.
Were you a gym guy?
Yes, I had to go to the gym. I had to, and not go.
Yeah. Well, who are you as a man if you don't go? If you don't lift, bro?
Yeah. If you're not tough, you don't have big, If I was ready to kill someone, I was like, ugh, man,
Yeah.
But this is like a personnage. It's like a persona, And to be as a man, and to shift from the emptiness of feeling that this aloneness. I was feeling so alone. That at one point I just said, "What the fuck?" It's like this personage where I always have to. I mean, it brings something good inside me, because I have to present myself, and I have to be liable. I have to be a good man, because in my family we have to be liable. We have to be a good man. We have to be serving. So there's good parts of it, but there's parts where finally I'm void. I have nothing inside. I feel alone.
Yeah.
I feel fucking void. I feel in pain. I felt fucking in pain. It's like, okay, being tough, and then, beating one, and then whatever I was doing, feel fucking in pain. What was the other feeling? Now I just have alone and in pain, but maybe there's a memory that can come. Yeah, I remember being with my cousin, and then it's a funny sensation of, brotherhood, and being tough, and being good, and being crazy, and being funny, and being, being all that, you know. But then, yeah, that's the thing. But then comes my longing to connect with a woman and make love and have intimacy, because this is what gives me the most best food and all food ever, is to have intimacy. But then now the problem starts there, because I'm violent, because I don't act according to what I feel really inside me. Like, I see that I have an impact on Isabel that was like, what's wrong, you know? And this, I can't control that. What the fuck? I can't control that. It's coming from where? You know? It's coming from this introjection of things that I've introjected from my parents, I've introjected from the society, the community where I live in, the values from where I belong, but they're not mine. Why do I tell her like these weird judgment and these shaming words and these things, you know? I was only 20 years old. Come on. Not even 20, I was 16 or 15 years old. And already I was using shaming game and guilting games, and then being a victim, and then the other being someone who's wrong and finding enemy image, and then boom, now I'm in pain. And then when we make love out of, it's not shared tenderness, it's not a felt sense of open-heartedness that meets with shared intimacy, deep intimacy. It's just performance. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get off.
yeah, to prove that I'm a man, so to penetrate and to try to see her face somewhere when I'm back of her or when I'm in front of her, like to see if she feels good. But somehow I feel like I could not communicate by words what I was really feeling. I was away from my incompetence of putting words on my feeling and what I was really carrying while we were making love. I was not able to communicate that, right? Because men don't do that.
No.
Right? And I behave like a man would normally behave, so I'm not able to do this because it's not in the model, it's not in the archetype of what men should be, right?
I mean, where do we learn these things? Look at pornography.
And then
It's
television.
just on the
I mean, when you go from 6 to 5, from 5 to 6, or from 6 to 9 at television at night, what people are doing. I mean, from my generation, people were yelling at each other on television.
yeah.
People were like blaming each other, using guilt trip, and then, you know, going to boudet, so you go on your side, and then you don't talk for 2 days or like 2 hours, and then you come back.
Show the suffering.
You show the suffering, the drama, and then
You hurt me.
You hurt me, and then I'm victim. You know, look at when you do this is how it has an impact on me. You should not do this, you know, and then blah blah blah, all these drama, you know. And then, so this is all like this thing that has been constructed and introjected inside, you know. And then when I start the relationship, it's all entangled with my father body and his way to manage his own emotion, and the way he manages emotion, and how it expresses inside me, but how I feel helpless to even like be just myself and connect with you as my partner, as my intimate partner, as a woman, you know. And how I can get to feel fulfilled in my needs of open-heartedness and shared intimacy and shared sensibility, you know. So that was a long story, a long pathway for me to come to there. I don't know where we're going far, but
It's funny, isn't it, that all this work, that's how it seems to me now, that all this work you have done with all these different therapies and communication, all those modalities you learned, was to deconstruct everything that has been built up from the image of a man,
Yes.
and you could just be sensitive again, you could just be vulnerable
Yeah.
in an intimate relationship, which then enabled you to be just vulnerable and intimate with the world, actually, in a way, to be like, this is
Yeah.
just me. I'm not afraid of it.
Mm.
And I mean, and that's how it seems to me, reflecting on my old relationships, that when I was good in my relationship, I was also confident in the world. I was going with the wide chest, and I feel good and like in my heart, because
Yeah.
my masculine is satisfied and my feminine. And I come into this natural harmony and this balance of like, life's good.
I relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if not,
Yes.
you see that in the faces. Actually, you can tell.
So hard. It was my whole pathways getting to know my wife. That's why we're here. I've been through this whole thing explanation because I was actually wanting to answer one of your questions.
The first question. Das denkt mir, man.
This one, but also the one.
Didn't get far here, huh? Didn't we?
You know, like the one that I forgot your question, but the thing was that when I first met, and then I was like, wow, okay. And I went through all these years of opening up. But I suffer so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, when my needs, and I don't know how to say that, it's like celebration, like sexual celebration
Mm-hmm.
is met, it gives me the power to host myself, to host my emotion. It gives me the strength and the authenticity, integrality, like the honesty, the authenticity to feel all that is there.
Yeah.
It gives me my manhood. It gives me my anchorness. Maybe there's men that are sex. You know, I've read a documentary lately that says there are people that are asexual.
There's supposed to be people that.
Yeah.
Huh?
And there are people that, like me, that I realize that for me, when I celebrate with intimacy, deep intimacy, like well, the connection, the quality of connection with my heart and my belly, and I feel I relate, and everything is open up. And then naturally, it draws us into sexuality. It's not like sexuality for sexuality.
Yeah. The heart connection first, and then the sexuality is like the byproduct.
It's like the byproduct. It's like a result,
Yeah.
you know. And it's not about maybe penetration. It's about opening up the senses, you know. If I make my partner come 5 times, and you know, in the night, I'll be satisfied, you know, fucking satisfied. And the next morning, man, I feel so grounded and so so powerful. You know, I feel, it's not only about penetrating your woman.
Yeah.
You know, my partner with love and inspiration, compassion, and love.
Yeah.
It's before anything. It's because my heart feels fulfilled to make her fulfilled. But there's a perfection in the giving and receiving. It's like almost like when I give, I receive because I give, because my heart feels so content. My heart feels expanded and so content to give you and to see that my giving is received in such in a way that you become so expanded, also so satisfied to receive my giving. So it's like my giving becomes a receiving.
Yeah.
And your receivings becomes a giving to me back. You know, and this makes me expand in like, boom, gives me so much, you know, I expand somehow in my felt sense become like, boom, I become a man suddenly, you know?
Yeah.
And I lived this prior to my wife, this actual ex-wife. My partner before, we're a long time together, like, you know, 8 years, I think 7 or 8 years we're together for a long time. And we had such a beautiful relationship. So precious.
And this is what I find so beautiful also about you, the way you talk about women. You honor the women. You worship them like as goddesses. Like
yes.
you women are beautiful, and that's what I found also like now, getting more and more into this conscious, seeing that men do that actually, as in comparison from the old manhood, which I know from very young age. Like yeah, they're all. I don't even want to say these words anymore. Like these degrading words about women, because I think when we're really able to honor each other and to really worship each other, and we see the God, the goddess in them, and they see the God within us, then this relationship comes because of about it becomes about honoring like that divine within each other.
Yeah. Honoring the divine in each other. That's what it is. I feel really in this quality of giving and receiving, that's like a perpetual movement of pure love energy.
Yeah.
You know? When I give you pure pleasure with wholeheartedness, with my whole felt sense, and you receive this with wholeheartedness and whole pleasure and your whole
You
felt
lose
sense.
yourself in that.
You lose yourself in. I receive this,
Yeah.
and then you receive this, and there's this cycle. It's like a you have cycle where it comes to destruction, but you have these cycles that are perpetually generating peace and creativity and awareness and love.
Yeah.
It's like a positive, never-ending, empowering and heartwarming and nurturing, cycle of love and of awareness, state of awareness, gain or playful gain that we share together.
And then it becomes playful as well, because I found often I had in previous relationships this sense of seriousness, like you were doing the act of love and both are in their heads. And I had that when I was younger, that I just at some point I got ripped out and I look at the face and there's like this seriousness.
Seriousness.
Like, why are we so serious? This should be fun. Let's go. Like,
Yes.
It should be also
it should be felt. It should be the kind to slow down the time.
Slow down, breathe.
Breathe in the sensation is what I tell to my student. Breathe in the sensation. In somatic sex education, we tell the people to breathe. You breathe in your dick, you breathe in your sex. While you're at the deepest of your partner, there you stay there and take a deep breath.
Take a
And
moment.
look at how she feels and question her how she feels when you take a deep breath and you stay there. And you feel the energy.
Breathe into that.
Yes,
Where you breathe in there.
While you breathe in and you stay there, and you'll see there will be an impulse of the third breath. There will be something pushing even stronger, and she will feel like, whew, she will open up like this. It's very powerful. Breath is taking the time to breathe and to really feel the sensations, and to question one another, to play around. How do you feel when I do this? For me, it's so, I feel this, what's happening.
That's curiosity.
Curiosity, yes. To kind of have milestones of, this is kind of a map, of pure pleasure, of this is less pleasureful, but this is like peak something, and how did it happen? Oh, maybe because we did this and that make us
The next
go
day it's
there.
completely different again.
Different, But there's some things, there's some game, some play that brings some opening in different parts. Anyway, we can speak about it later, but
But isn't that also a concept of tantric sex? Like the awareness of, actually, I've noticed in India they don't like this tantric sex as tantra, the neo tantra.
Neo tantra, let's call it neo tantra.
Yeah, neo tantric sex. where it's all about the breath and the awareness and really eye gazing, paying attention. What you just said, like that ties in with some understanding I have. And if you breathe into a certain part of your body, that's you can also release trauma like that because by breathing into a certain area, you also give love into this organ or this area.
Yes.
So if you are in this
and a vibrant aliveness.
yeah. So when you're in this act of like making love, you actually give even more love into your genitals, and that transforms even more this flow of energy.
Yeah, you are.
And see, I think these positive sex talks, that's been so missing for me in my young education, my young sex education.
I wish I could have listened to someone like me now at that age when I was 15 years old.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
then, big time.
Exactly.
Yes. To like, so me, hey, you just hold each other's, go naked, you do a belly massage and a neck massage and look at each other's for like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Slow down.
Slow down, yeah, and take your time. I was so
Obviously-
frustrated with sex when I was younger. I remember when I was 15, when I had my first time when I was 15, and we both didn't know what we were doing. And I did it and I came very fast, and then I was like, oh, okay, that was sweet, I didn't feel anything. And then we had it more and more, and I was frustrated. I'm like, is that it?
That's not it.
Really? And I remember like when we just were like now rubbing with each other and just like dry humping, as I like to call it. I felt so much more intensity there. I felt through my whole body, and it's just like you really get on each other. Then when we started to have sex, it was just like it just became this like no, and I was like, this is what the whole fuzz is about. The whole world is going crazy because of this.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Why?
There's so much better things to do. No.
Yeah. Remember my first workshop I took? I was 19 years old. I went to a tantric retreat in north of Montreal. It was a couple, was an old man. He was such a beautiful man. He was quite old. He has long hair like this. And the woman was younger, was 20 years younger. It was a couple doing together. What I like is the fact that, my purring cat inside my heart. I have a heart of a purring cat. Oh. There's some things in my heart, when I connect with my partner, there's something that open up, that becomes vulnerable.
Yeah.
There's vulnerability and love, actual love that is there. When I'm totally in parasympathetic nervous system, when I'm totally relaxed, and I can, and there's cuddling and there's connection. And at a certain point, after, sometimes very fast, sometimes it takes more time, but there's something that happened in my heart and my sex that is together. For me, this is not disconnected to that. It's like all's together. For me personally, as how it expresses the symptoms in my body, is how it expresses is that there's something. And now I'm not talking about the divine yet, and like worshiping or calling the divine in to have like divine or sacred sex, or let's call it sacred sex. But because I've researched this a lot and practiced this a lot, but what just coming to the felt sense, coming here now as a human, without calling any god or without calling the nature to express itself inside me, without calling the healing medicine of love to happen inside me when we make love, but just to come here humbling and humble heart and a humble human being, and I know that at one point I have softness that opens up in my heart.
All right.
And if I don't have it, then I need my partner to become curious. Do I have softness in my heart? And if not, then she has some games on me that she can play to fucking open my heart. Right?
Yeah.
Because I had a fight with that person, or because I'm hurt because of that, or because I feel so disregarded by this or that, or because I feel such a shame, or I feel such a pity for this or that, or whatever. It's also a medicine. Love is a medicine to heal. It's not only a medicine for me, it's not only a medicine to celebrate and to share.
Yeah.
But when I arrive and you have this day with this person and you have this fight, then what is alive is not to celebrate together life.
Yeah.
It's actually to talk.
But that also takes it requires the need of the man to be able to
Do it, yeah.
And I actually realize my need is right now to be held.
Mm.
And I mean, yes, absolutely. I feel that women have the capability just of the heart connectors more naturally, so they can assist men actually with that. They can with awareness. If women are aware that men struggle with that, and they feel compassion with them. Okay, they maybe struggle right now. What are your needs? Is this what you feel? Is this what you feel right now, or do you feel like that?
Yeah.
So they can maybe assist there. So
more easily, yeah.
And on the other side, it also takes the man to be able to go inside and be like, what are my needs right now?
What is the need right
Do
now?
I not hold them up? No, do I just need to vent? Do I just need to let the aggression out, or do I just want to be cuddled by you? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would crack the heart open again.
Because I remember, because I was I was so responsible of so many people. I had so many employees, right? At one point I had like 50 employees. I had the payroll of crazy amount of money every 2 weeks that was going out. And then I was able to ask my partner, can you sit on my heart now and do whatever, but follow your intuition, follow your instinct, but do something, because I just need to cry, man. Fucking need to cry. There's something I'm in such an amount of pain,
No, and you couldn't.
I don't know. I needed support. I needed someone to touch me. I needed something. I didn't know how to get that shit out.
Right. Yeah.
But I remember that with medicine, I was able to, at one point, after doing so many workshops, I was able to say, hey, there's a healing medicine between us, right? And we were able to observe like which part she was able to play in that medicine. Sometimes she didn't want it, but sometimes it was coming natural through her. Sometimes it was even coming when I was not really enthusiastic about it. I needed it, right? Yeah. But she felt like giving, like, bam, let's open these muscles and let's like open your,
Yeah.
And I felt like, oh, I just need security and I just need to be held. It's okay if I don't feel super open, It's like, this, like, it's true. It's like a little bit numb, but it's okay to be numb today, No. And my part, was like, no, today we're open.
Today we open this heart.
We just No, it can also open just like, you just hold me and when I will start to cry, it will open also. You don't need to use your knees or your elbow to go through the different layers of protection that But it's what I found out is with years and many clients and in somatic sex education is that some people that have a lot of responsibility, a lot of things, we build up, I say that we, because I was there, you build up a lot of protection. So when you're having intimacy, you feel lost. Sex become like something that is awakened It becomes like something they can consume. You can. It has good taste. It has good taste because it's fun, to have me inside you or to kiss you. It's fun. It opens something a little bit inside myself, but
Yeah.
but I'm still so stuck in such an amount of responsibility
your head
and
as
given
well.
so much in my head, so disconnected because I have to suppress my felt sense to be able to do all the stuff that I do in my day.
Yeah.
I have to disconnect and just get shit done.
Yeah.
Right. And get it done, but like not only 5 hours or 6 hours, like 10, 12, 13 hours a day,
Yeah, it's not just 1 week.
It's not just 2 weeks, it's like
Years, some years.
I did it 20 years. Like, wow.
Yeah.
You do it. You don't stop. You do it 14 hours a day and then 20 years. And you take maybe 2 weeks of vacation after 4 years,
And that's celebrated as well between entrepreneurs, like how hard they work.
Yes. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur,
Yeah. I mean, it's respectable, like, nice, but
I mean, it would be much more respectable if you can just, anyway. I don't say it can be much more respectable. It's not true in my heart. It doesn't feel right. But yeah,
but the balance in it is nice.
but the impact when I, as an entrepreneur, I didn't really experience this, so I cannot talk about it. It's my next step in life is to be an entrepreneur, but with the capacity of holding the space for everyone, including myself, and being a place of security and belonging and safety and emotional bonding and spiritual gifts that comes into play, and then all this as a beautiful dance all together. I don't like to be alone, so I love to collaborate with people. But it's like my next step is to integrate in entrepreneurship the alignment with the aligning myself in the vibrant awareness, embodied vibrant wholeheartedness.
Yeah. And the awareness. I mean, like even what you said something like, no, that doesn't feel right in my heart. And I find this is so crucial that we're able to maybe say something, go something like, no, wait, was this my truth? Maybe not. And I found often when I talk to men, there's almost like this, we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to say something and then, was this right? Or maybe I take it back. Like, almost like this, you have to be assertive as a man. You say something, you mean it.
You mean it, and then even if it doesn't resonate totally with you, and you just I said it, so so no, I assume it's too late.
And then I will just convince you, even if I don't convince myself.
Yeah,
but I will stick to that.
You stick to that. Yeah, I really do that.
And I feel like this takes vulnerability. This really takes vulnerability to be able, like, I've talked to Matrodas like a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, it's so powerful as a parent also, for example, to be like, oh, I maybe also don't know. Maybe I was wrong back then. I'm accountable for that. How did he feel about me saying that? And then hearing from his children how they felt, and not being defensive about it, and just taking it in, like, okay, yes, that's what I said, this. Taking it in and breathing it in.
Yeah, breathing it in. Yeah, breathing it in. Yeah, I relate a lot to that. Breathing it in.
I love this.
Breathing it in, and also like getting, so in there's so many things I want to say. There's like, wow, it's all so beautiful and so precious. All this is like, I have hours of things to say. I should get my shit organized and get to say more straightforward modules and stuff to get shit like really clear on a map. And it's
For the next interview.
yeah, for next someone. It's podcast. We can organize stuff and then make it really like
With an animation.
almost with animation.
Let's see, we got some work to do.
Oh, well, this is even learned further, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
There's something is that, in therapy, when I first started the therapy, I went to the Jesuit and they were like a group. It was mixed. It was men and women together. And it was Gestalt therapy. So in Gestalt therapy, you're learning to contain. I was not able to do it. I couldn't feel my belly. I'm like dissociated, because I learned to be a man. So learn to be a man, you're strong, but not feeling. I'm not feeling my strong.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not feeling powerful. I'm feeling powerful in my head. I know I'm powerful in my head. Fuck you. But I'm not embodied in feeling powerful. When I was a kid, when I was younger, whatever. What I wanted to say, is that when I went to therapy in Gestalt, is that we were learning to contain aliveness. Fuck, it's only 20 years later, I understand that. Because if I want to breathe that in, but if I want also to connect on how it feels inside this, it has to go all the way from my heart, all the way down in my belly, and this is here, where I contain life, I contain power, I contain love, I contain securing, as in this mix and this beautiful fire of security, love, and aliveness, vibrant aliveness, actually vibrant. When it's there, then it's clear everything, if it's true or not. I cannot lie about it because I have a contraction if it's not true. If it's not true, there's something that shrink, that in my belly, that there's something that goes like or like this movement of on the side, shrinking down or contracting or rejecting or getting closer into my vertebrae. All different movement, different sensations, and different qualities of yes, no, yes, but with this and that, and but no, all these sensations, it's all at the bottom of the belly, And as a man, we're invited to go there. Women are able to do that. Let me tell you, I learned it.
The womb healing, is that what they do with that?
Yeah, the womb healing, it's a part of it. But a lot of women, not all of them, but the last woman that I had was fucking able to do it, man.
Where exactly do you mean at the bottom of the belly? Because if I feel now into my belly, right? I feel the heart, I feel the belly, and here I feel my genital. There's the bottom of the belly between that point.
So you have the prostate. So it's all about our intelligence. The divine masculine expresses in the prostate. So it's here, just inside. So you have the anus, and the prostate is above the anus, the anal canal. What's the name? I forgot. So above, just be behind the balls, testicles. Inside, you have the prostate.
Right.
So one of the first thing as a man you want to learn is you want to learn to feel, to resonate with your prostate. One of the first thing, and it's really quite easy to feel, because when you're making love, actually the sensation of pleasure from inside, when you feel some tingling sensations that opens up, when let's say you approach your mouth to your partner and you share breath together, you will feel your prostate. There's something in your prostate that will do these movements inside. And it will expand a little bit. And you will feel like these pleasureful sensations. This is the prostate. It goes like this. This movement inside. It's not that big though. Yeah, it's like this.
More like this. They're more like this, no? From the size.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to do this movement because because it's energetic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a beautiful work to do for women. For woman and a man, but for a man alone also. It was with this what's his name? I forgot. This teacher. He was teaching us to discover the prostate. One single way is very simple. Is inside the anus, just above, inside, the prostate is there, and it's really, you can discover the sensation of if you're really dissociated from your body. It's a little bit taboo, right? Because it's the anus, so it's where we shit. It's where we get things out of our body. So you don't want to put something in there in less than your finger, because, you know, it might hit shit, right? And it's like a little bit disgusting because we're afraid of our shit, right? So it's like anus. Oh no, I don't want to go in there, bro.
Right.
And it's like a little bit taboo.
Yeah.
And even more for a man, because a man anus is like gay. Fuck you, man. Like, get your shit done, but not me. I'm not going there, you know.
Yeah.
But once you go through all these taboo, you know, things, and then you discover that, okay, well, if I clean myself and then I can use oil, I can discover, you can go in there and then really discover the sensation of the prostate. It's very, very powerful. Obviously, it's good if you do it with your partner, because there's so there's many games that you can play in somatic sex education, including tantra rituals like this, where you can open up the power of the prostate, you know, before even calling the divine, before even going into tantra, you know, but just opening up to sensations, physical sensations. And because we're so dissociated. I mean, I remember when I was 20 years old, I was making love. I wasn't really getting any pleasure. I was getting pleasure, but I was
This is like this.
it's like shallow. It's like no depth. You know?
Yeah.
I was more in performance. I was dissociated from I wasn't really enjoying, because I needed to show that I'm powerful. I wasn't really feeling the connection between my heart and my sex and my belly. If I make love and my belly is contracted, then I'm losing everything of making love. Because the beauty is to relax. When I relax completely in my felt sense, and the sensation becomes so beautiful.
Takes the whole body.
Yeah, I mean, the prostate becomes so big, the electricity in the prostate becomes so large, and the penis feel like it's twice big, and then you have the sensation of pleasing the woman even more, and the movement of upward sensation in the spine and in the belly, and the side of the belly, and in the back, and the vertebrae that goes up. If I contract myself to be a man and to fuck like a man, and I don't feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to fuck like a man. I mean, it's good. It's good to satisfy a woman, to be hard, get her satisfied. because it's really satisfactory for a woman to receive. I heard so many stories of women receiving a man boldly. It's very good. It's super satisfactory. But when you start to go in a place of a tangent, like a pathways where you really open up to the vibrant aliveness in your gut, you really start to open to the divine, the expression of the divine inside your sex, because it really happened. Then you become so vibrant. And then it's the delicacy, the delicatesse. It's like the subtlety of the vibe, the aliveness, a vibrant aliveness that vibrates inside. And all the sensation and the emotions that vibrates inside, that are nurturing. That nurtures the soul, literally. It's like a communion with God. I mean, yeah, literally. Not a God like an object with beer and eyes. God as an expression of pure aliveness, pure consciousness, pure love, and pure intelligence. It's like a field of awareness that is pure, vibrant love. And you merge in that space where you no longer control your sensations. Your sensations are being inhabited by this greater aliveness, greater sensations of vibrant wholeheartedness. It's like it expands. It's like it becomes one. Heart and sex becomes one, and everything becomes vibrant, and all the sensations within becomes also extremely vibrant. It becomes all one. You know. And it's so nurturing to share these experiences together. It's so bonding. The bonding becomes so gives so much softness and tenderness and security and belonging. You know, the trust is like a byproduct. You know, you become trustful with life. I become trustful with everything, everyone, everything. Beyond borders. I integrate my borders, embraces everything, you know. Because of this simple intimacy, depth of intimacy, you know. Sharing this depth of intimacy is like this quality of awareness. So for a man, I think there's one pathways for a man is to open up sensations. And one of them is the genitals. So to start to feel the edge of my third partner, she was taking my cock and she was just putting oil and do like this on the edge of the sex. Well, try to do this just for your own self, without wanting to anything.
Yeah.
Without wanting anything else. Just go in the sensations and open up the sensations just to the gland. I don't know how you say this in English. The gland.
The shaft.
The shaft. The
I don't know. The shaft is
the shaft is the
top, not the outer bottom.
No, the shaft is the whole penis. But the cap, let's say. Let's call it the cap.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Eichel in Germany, you say. Eichel. Yeah. So you do that.
So just take oil and you put your hands on the cap and just start to open up the sensations there and start to feel this. And so when you're inside your partner, you're actually feeling something. You're not just there coming in and out and bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like when I was a teenager, I want to during my performance, and I actually bought condoms which had like this numbing thing thing inside, so you don't feel it, so you can last longer.
You're not hungry, yeah.
That's fucking absurd. What the fuck?
Stupid.
Yeah, right. Numbing yourself, and actually, this is what I started to learn, that happens if you don't really learn how to let that sexual energy flow through you. If I was super in my head, then I couldn't feel it, and I would be in it until it's just like, and suddenly I feel everything. Oh,
Poof, yeah, it's up, yeah.
yeah, and that was because I was hypersensitive, because I was very sensitive. So instead of working on my sensitivity and like really take my time slowly in and out, like until I really feel this connection with my partner, until I really feel this heart-to-heart communication, and then the energy would flow through my whole body. And when my partner would assist me in that and really like take me and like breathe with me, then I could relax, and then I would slowly relax for into it until I could enjoy it. And then there was not the question about the timing. It was just like the beautiful dance of it. And I was struggling big time when I was a teenager, or yeah, young adult, that I would come too quick and like, I just get too excited and and I would really get into my head and be so frustrated, and I would really fuck up my mental life actually from that.
Yeah.
Like relationships would suffer from that because I was so frustrated with myself. And then
Judging yourself, and then
yes,
almost 80s that part.
I'm not a man enough. And then only when I started to really feel the whole play of it, like the whole foreplay, the whole intimacy, then it just became this beautiful, like, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm so sure so many young men feel it. Young, old, like this has no age.
Yeah.
Like the sex education, like the sensitivity of touch.
Yeah.
How it
exactly.
feels, you even
Feels.
have this touch on your skin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's essential to learn self-massage. You know, and when I started to massage myself, I was taking, workshop on trainings on how to massage other people. But it was weird because we were not learning to massage ourselves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, I'm gonna learn to massage someone, but I'm not actually feeling what I'm giving to my own self. Okay, I receive it from someone else, so I know how it feels when I give it to you, but I should learn it to give it to myself. You know? Because what does it feel like? I have different types of touch. One day in one of my trainings, 2 years after I took another training, I took mini training of massage therapy, but there were one lady, she had so much love in her touch. So I discovered that if I'm really wholehearted, present, rooted in safety in my gut, like anchored, feeling my feet hot, my sex hot, my belly uncontract, my tailbone forward, insecurity,
Yeah.
and my heart completely overwhelmed with pure joy and wholeheartedness. And it can, we did a lot of research to touch each other from that place of vibrant aliveness, just be in safety and wholeheartedly there. So I asked her to give us training because of how can it be possible that I feel like crying when she touched certain parts of my body with that amount of love that she has inside her.
Wow.
There were like so much. So now this quality of where I feel very vulnerable and vibrant in my heart, wholeheartedly. But the touch that comes there, it's a next level. Wow. It feels good to give, but it feels very good to receive also, It's Yeah. Mm.
It reminds me a little bit something. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. It was not that long ago, actually. It was when I was in Tiruvannamalai, and she asked me, "Well, what is self-love for you?"
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to answer this whole recitals, which I
Yeah, that you accumulated.
but I took one moment and actually I don't know. No, do I love? I think I love myself, but how do I know that I love myself? What is self-love for you? And then she said, well, when you touch yourself, or you give yourself a hug and just feel the warmth and all this intimate softness of the hug. And I was always like, come on, dude, self-hug, self-massage, like I love massage because somebody massages me, I love hugging people and love to be hugged. Why would I hug myself?
To hug myself, yeah.
And then that night I went home like, okay, let's try. And it was all about this, the way, how do you love another person? You love another person by how you hold somebody. Like when you give a gift, like of something, you buy something, you give to that person with love, like the intention, the energy you put by giving this energy or receiving it. So if you with the same intention, like give yourself this hug, like I love you so much, body, I love yourself. Or when you have food with the intention, now I'm giving myself, I'm giving my body all these nutrients, so like every cell just gets recharged from that.
Yeah.
So everything, even like buying a chai, like I can buy a chai with this, okay, I just want to fulfill a craving.
Yeah.
Or I just stop from and how do I feel right now? Oh, I feel like this chai would feel really good for me right now. So you buy yourself and you give this as a gift, and like I bought you a chai for you to enjoy, and then you sit there and you just this it. That is self-love. All of these elements.
Yeah.
I started to explore that and
Wow.
hugging myself, massaging myself. What
Yeah.
a beautiful thing it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
High five, solid, man. Yeah. It's funny, this year I've added a layer because when I have I use the same perpetual felt pathways of sensations in my body, in my heart, in my mind, and everything that I do. So how can I self-love myself if I'm always in the same pathways of sensations? It's not doable. Because to
try to replicate something.
Because to feel self-love, I'll just take pathways of someone else that told me how to do it, and I'll just try to find meaning that I didn't know before, and I will call that self-love, right?
No.
And I started this year, like I've been here a year and a half already in this ashram. And when I arrived, I was so defeated. I felt so ashamed, so guilty. I was like, God, I was reawakening my child wounds. It was like a big time. I was so in pain. I was crying many hours a day. And sometimes I could not cry for a week. And I was like really shut down and in pure pain. So I had no choice to kind of, okay, this is pain, right? So how can I compensate this quality of pain into quality of love? The pain that I felt in my belly, for example, was so hard, was so great, was so intense, and in my heart was so intense that when I was going to take a chai, I was not taking a chai, for my ego or because I need a chai or whatever. I was actually soothing the pain inside my belly. So suddenly I was able to give awareness and love to a felt sensation in my belly. I discovered that I had sensations. I discovered that way before, but sensations that goes deeper and more complex and more in rich in the spectrum of emotions, because it's not only one emotions, it's different parts of different emotions at different intensities that all sister together. And sometimes I have 80% of I don't know frustrations and impatience and fear, and sometimes I have 80% of desire and celebration and rah and playfulness. So, but to love all these emotions that are there inside, Taking a chai was for me a big ritual in this ashram. Here in the morning, at 6 in the morning, at 4 in the afternoon, 10 minutes to 4 in the afternoon, we have a chai. We can take a chai. It's given by the ashram. So it was a ritual for me to go and receive the medicine of the chai and to give myself self-love. It wasn't one of the games that I was playing with myself.
12 p.m.?
Yeah, 4 p.m. A little bit before 4 p.m., 10 minutes before 4 p.m. Yeah.
No thought of that. I always missed it so far.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Go for a chai. Let's give ourselves some self-love.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, there's something with the fact that it's warm and the fact that it's water. So it goes through the stomach really easily, and it goes directly into the duodenum and go down in the gut directly. So it's like a very manifest, and it's milk. So milk is really motherhood. It's related to the mother. So it's really something. And for me, when I drink milk, like we have here in the ashram, the chai is made with milk. So there's something that immediately soothes my heart. My heart with the milk becomes like, after half a cup, my heart is like, oh, or like a little bit of a like safe and like co-regulating animals. Like if I was co-regulating with someone, like another animal, and I was like next to a woman, and then I feel wholehearted and I feel good. But it's more than that. It's like the milk opens up some softness, some motherly feeling of safety. It's like a layer that I cannot describe with words. These feelings of great I don't know how to say that in describe that other than that. Yeah, chai. Medicine. To heal the child wounds.
I've heard
Within a child.
saying already a few times co-regulating. And I find it very interesting, actually, maybe to go a little bit into that. Because also when we hug, we co-regulate.
It's co-regulation,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we spoke earlier about the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, and then when you realize that your whole life is based on sympathetic nervous system, you have so much anxiety at night, and you're scrolling your telephone until no time, or you're watching TV until no time, or you're just binge eating and watching TV because you feel too much alone, right? Feel too much pain. You cannot hold yourself. You don't know how to hold yourself. And sometimes you don't have the tools, you don't have the people to know how to host your own self. So you need sometimes help. So after you've done the first steps of holding yourself and feeding yourself with some self-love practices, many of them, we can talk about it. Then comes a place where, wow, you feel, after many months, there's a place where feel like connecting. But connecting from a different place, not from a place where you're codependent, but from a place where it's out of care, out of resonance. There's like a place where I am secure and you are secure, and we meet together in this place of co-regulating place, where we just meet. We don't have any expectation results to achieve. We're just getting in touch, or not even just looking at each other, or just being in presence to one another without even talking, And co-regulating is everything in between. So it's everything from, oh, you feel wounded and you have a need of being held or being heard or being touched. And, well, I kind of feel this one feels like, oh, I feel like my head is full and I have pain in my left ear, and then I have my throat that is, I eat too much chocolate, but maybe if I take a shower, let's say, so I'm going to take a shower and then come back, and actually I feel like holding you, it would be fun. So we call that also co-regulation. So it depends on, there's many different levels of co-regulation. Oh. So when you're in your shutdown mode, or you're in pain mode, or you're you're frowning, or you're shutting down, you're in pain, or you're just mourning some needs that are not met, or you're in a place of just feel tired, just want tenderness or softness. And co-regulation can be done with a friend. You don't need to do this with a partner. You can just call a friend and say, hey, I'd like to do co-regulation, I need to be held. I need to be held, or I need to be heard, to be touched, and would you like to do it with me? We don't need to have only a partner to do co-regulation. We can remove anyone, basically, until the person feels that the ingredients of the game is clear and the boundaries are safe, and then so I can go between and just being together, and then having in a cafe, and then having a plate. I don't call that co-regulation, but somehow it is. When you go to the extreme of the concept, should we eat tea and a pizza, and I don't know, and in a cafe somewhere, where the level of intimacy is kind of depending on where you are in your pathway. But when you're far in your pathway, you can open your heart and yourself everywhere. But when you start to open yourself to your felt sense and your wounds and your emotions, sometimes you need a space that is more safe, where there's not a lot of people that can listen to what you're saying, and then you can open up and don't be afraid of opening up and say words that you don't know what you will say, because they just appear when they appear, right? And when you're not believing in a story about yourself, and you're just, this is what I love about the felt sense, is that you're not at you can speak about how you feel with your story when you tell about your own self, how you judge your own self. But you can so speak about yourself and get empowered, really empowered, by speaking it out, by actualizing how you feel right now in your body, in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. So it's not a judgment that pushes you down. It's something that you feel in your body that can only exist when someone is there listening to you. With no judgment and no expectation and no advices. and no counseling, no yeah. So this vulnerable space to open this space of vulnerability together is like it's where sensibility can arise, and we get our needs met of tenderness, of softness, of belonging, of trust in oneself. Because if I can trust on myself, I can trust on you. But if I don't trust myself, I'll always feel defeated for the same things. And I will just recreate this in all my relationships, even with you. So co-regulations and couples can be a little bit tricky, because the codependency thing factor it's good for us to learn to foster a sense of security in your felt sense first, in your lower belly. Feel something in the lower belly that can finally relax. Learn to massage yourself and scrub yourself in hot water, and then open a candle and put soft music and put a stick blanket on the ground, and then take a oil and massage your neck and massage and your belly, and start to see, or your sets, whatever, But it's a place of really safety, where you can arrive in the sensation of your body and your heart, and your whole presence, your whole felt sense can finally be open. You're not contracting somewhere in your heart and your body. You can really relax and arrive in a place of landing in safety, a landing in wholeheartedness, in wholehearted embodied awareness. And then you can probably go and play a lot of games from that place in the couple. But I really strongly encourage people not to go always with co-regulation all the time, because it's what we used to do. We feel ashamed because the partner is not available, and then we feel hurt, and then we feel isolated and alone, and then we feel ashamed, and then next time we feel, there's no point in playing with you because you're not available anyway. So I become alone, and I isolate myself even more, and then I get in a place of helplessness and recurring hurt, and hurts that get additioned around my heart and around my needs of connection. So if I arrive in the relationship half empty, then I will create situations in this game where I will get even more hurt. If I arrive in a place where I'm able to give myself security, and I initiate these games in the relationship with you as my partner, I arrive in a completely different place. I arrive with my heart that has curiosity somewhere, somehow. It's really the fact of giving myself security that curiosity can bloom from inside.
Yeah.
When I give myself enough tenderness, enough self-love, enough self-care rituals, then I feel autonomous. I feel something inside me has autonomy. I have a feeling of autonomy. I have a feeling of groundedness and autonomy. And these feelings, then after there's curiosity, when I arrive in that relationship, then I have this curiosity that is there, this sensibility of reading and then asking questions, and adapting, and then making this play beautiful, and instead of being a victim, and then projecting all superficial needs of phantasm, and then game of power, and game of
Yeah, these drama controls, drum
Control.
taking energy, and so thinking that taking from us or we take from them. Yes.
Yeah. Because if I believe that I'm a victim and I need you absolutely to so that I can feel love. I mean, I'm not talking about pathological thing that I've experienced with my wife where there were like truly some deep issues about one of the partners that really is like hostile for being touched, right? It was a really strong learning for me, but talking about just normal couple where one day the partner is not available for 2 or 3 days because for some reason, you're not going to die, and it's even a better better place for you to go in and do self-care rituals.
Yeah.
Self-love rituals. It's funny, or I'm just putting myself in a very superficial level of the conversation. It's funny how I keep myself very late tonight. I don't go.
In which way?
It's okay. Everything is fine.
But what do you mean? In which way is this right or superficial?
Because I don't talk about all the the path of vulnerability and the path of unfolding, the true aliveness of the vulnerable self, like the unfoldment of the vulnerable self, the vulnerable man.
How did you come to this thought?
Because I observe that I speak a lot, but I don't speak about important stuff, the basic important thing. I'm kind of making this big circle, and not even following ideas. I want to say things, but I don't finish it because I'm too tired. It's fun. Like for example, I wanted to. There's many things I wanted to say. I didn't pursue it. I lost myself on the way.
I guess that's how it goes.
I mean, this guy.
We see how things go on the way.
It's okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm curious. Is there a bit of self-judgment from your part? Yeah.
No.
No.
Is it because I love when I talk? I know when I'm talking more. I'm used to be able to go to places. But today wasn't alive inside me. Today was more functional. Or it was more coding and programming. There was less presence, my containing my wholeheartedness. I did it just 1 hour of chanting, and so it's interesting to see the conversation that arises, and I'm not judging at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm just
observing.
I'm just purely observing
Okay.
without any.
Yeah.
We're sad.
Yeah, it's also interesting to see, because just before we started, we had these super deep topics,
Yeah.
and then when the camera is going,
Boom.
it's going this technical almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're more. It's okay. It's like that for now.
Yeah. Exactly. But I wouldn't say it was not too technical because
Somehow.
this whole topic about sex this is this super sensitive topic actually, which we as men struggle so much, also as young boys struggle so much to find this way.
Yeah.
Here we are actually talking about these things that we experience, how it is to actually connect to a woman deeply from heart to heart.
Yeah.
That in itself is already so sensitive, and a topic I haven't heard men talking about that so much before. Like when I got on the path, of course I had conversations like this as well,
Yeah.
but these weren't any of my role models
Your role models, yeah.
or like teachers along the way. I really had to dig deep for that.
Yeah. And forge
So-
your experience around it, yeah.
Yeah.
Experiences, yeah.
So, and I think that's why I asked this question: do you think there is any part of judgment, as if the quality what you have said is not as vulnerable or deep enough? Because if I think back of what we have talked, there is a lot of depth and a lot of vulnerability.
Yes. Yeah.
To admit that like this was how we were struggling, that I needed to be I needed help holding in that. I felt that I haven't had the outlet to actually talk about these things.
No. No, yeah.
That in itself is very vulnerable.
Yes. It's true, yeah. It's funny because I see that there's these days, depending on the stars and depending on the climate and the weather and everything, I have days where I'm more embodied. I don't have to. We all have our own tendencies, right? Of embodiment and for me, my own tendency is that in the morning, I have to come to a place of, I have to switch to parasympathetic in the morning. If I don't practice my parasympathetic, then I go like fire, airy fire, and it's not grounded.
So through the parts, you like that you ground yourself as well.
Yes. In the morning. And then I can go around doing stuff that I would like to do, or I feel like God is telling me to do in my intuition. Intuition becomes really clear at one point that I no longer do things that I want to do, but it's like that I feel I should do, I feel like I have to do. Not that I have to do, but I feel like serving, like naturally in my heart, wholeheartedly I feel like I should be doing. Not that I should be doing, but I feel playful.
Feels right to do.
It feels like playful on a natural flow of getting done, And if I don't, experimentation, I've observed that if I don't do this morning practice on certain days where it's either raining or like today was raining this morning and the whole night was raining also a little bit.
It does affect a bit.
It affects a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine living in England where it's raining all the time.
All the time.
I used to live in England as well.
You living in there?
I used to live there.
No.
It's a lot of rain.
When I was living in Haiti, I was living part-time in Montreal to fundraise money, and then I was going to live in Haiti, in a very, very poor country, for a few months. And it was usually there during the monsoon season. It would pouring raining. You couldn't see 1 meter ahead, right? 3 feet ahead, you don't see. Like even 2 feet ahead, you're like pouring rain. Only rain you see. Wow. Like days, like.
Yeah. Another thing I experienced such strong rains actually in Germany. It's like sometimes throughout the year 2 or 3 times very short that it was raining that much. And I remember like watching films and thinking that never really, you know, when there's sometimes films that's very dramatic, it's just pouring down and they run through the rain, they completely wet them. Like, how often do they have these rains? They're exaggerating with these heavy rains. And then I came to India and this monsoon rain started. I'm like, yeah, it's possible. Let's be able to. There are rains like this, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, here so it was similar than Haiti. You have this rain that is like, but after like 20 minutes, it goes away. You know, I feel.
Yeah, the tarantula is more tough.
It's more tough, feels.
Yeah, it's raining more.
It's high in the mountain, eh?
No.
So yeah, the rainy season is long, and then it rains the whole night, and and in the morning a little bit, but at night also. During the days there's a pause, no? Probably.
Yeah, in the morning usually there's a little bit of pause, and then in the afternoon it would start.
Maybe the whole night.
But there were also some weeks it was just like continuously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just going and going and going and
Yeah.
going.
So intense.
Yeah. And then it stops a little bit and then it starts again. Wow. Yeah.
When were you in Nederlandstander?
Last year.
Last year.
This time last year.
Okay. Wow. That's on.
It's already 1 year. Wow.
Already 1 year, eh?
Yeah, here.
God.
And there's definitely this before India and after India. Yeah. Like my whole mindset shift. I didn't think that this will become so strong part. Like that I will change in so many ways. But I think I have really, because there've been before concepts, spiritual concepts for me, in my understanding, of spirituality, yoga, and all of that. But it was like, this is yoga, this is spirituality, this is energy, this is that. But here, this became one
Yeah.
experience, one life. It's not one thing is connected with the other. Yoga is connected to everything else, and worshipping and relationships, and it's just one thing. It's one experience.
Yeah.
And like thinking about these gods and all these supernatural experiences too. It's just intertwined with each other. It's not so separate that here you have spirituality and you have the normal life, and here you have work. Like, no, it's work and spirituality and this and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming back to the topic of man and sensitivity, I know maybe there's some topics you would like to have just to wrap it up somehow, or something I want to ask. So for the young man out there who want to be on this path, but they struggle to find like the support network where they can talk about sensitivity and they don't really feel they are able to express that. Is there any advice you could give these young men or old men or any kind of man who want to be on the path of sensitivity and vulnerability?
No. Wow. Yeah, it comes back to the first question of you ask, you know. a part of me, I hear myself thinking that a part of me feels that sensibility for a man is natural. You know, let me see if it goes on. Why do I feel shame? My stomach. It's funny because I have not made myself digest. I have not digested the fact to be so alone in my. You ask a very simple question, but it triggers something inside me that is very deep. I mean, very deep, very very clear. Like really, like very strong teeth reaction. I feel that a part of me feels attached to the pain that I felt, the shame and the aloneness that I felt being a young man and longing for meaning and understanding and playfulness, longing for that quality of sensibility and safe vulnerability, let's call it this way, and in the relationship with myself and my partner, my life partner. We- So I understand a bit more what's are my motivation. I have pain in my ear. Beautiful. So to answer your questions, I needed to process before what was arising inside to be able to answer your question. I mean, probably this hurt of feeling alone, this hurt of feeling a shame of feeling so powerless to put words on my own sensations while making love, while being a man in my doing my stuff and feeling powerful because I'm who I am, but also feeling hurt and powerless in some other situations, especially in intimacy with women, related to sexuality, related to emotional security, emotional bonding, and so I guess I'm not alone. I'm not alone feeling like that. I wasn't probably alone. I felt so alone though. I felt so desperately isolated probably, or ashamed to talk about it around with anyone. And I didn't have anyone to talk about it. So I think one of the first things is to be able to feel the feeling of feeling alone, feeling hurt of spending too much time on the telephone, dragging the infinite scroll down, or recognizing that I feel hurt and I feel afraid to be alone. I feel afraid to not be able to stop this infinite scroll, for example. And to feel the powerless and the guilt of that shame that I feel to not to be able to stop this. And when I feel that I'm alone, I don't know how to handle that. And that is the first thing, is to feel. To feel.
First up, to recognize it.
To feel. Well, first you have to recognize it. First step, yeah. You're doing, okay, this thing, I'm not really feel so proud or so good about it. Like to never end scrolling whatever I'm doing, or just whatever you're doing whatever I'm doing that I'm not. That you maybe give me a hint or an interpretation that there's something that's not quite really feel épanoui or feeling. I can obviously what makes me feel fulfilled and what doesn't, and when I don't, then how to develop. I hear in your question that how to develop, the sensibility to observe and when it's there, when there's a struggle somewhere, as to develop the fine qualities of slowing down the time and really listening to where's the pain in the body.
Yeah.
Where is it? And for example, if I talk about scrolling and I scroll, where is it in the body? If I take a pause a minute and I don't do it, I take a pause from scrolling, I close my eyes and I start to emotional breath. And I start to just feel my body. Where is it in my body? And the next step is just to feel that quality of pain in that place, in one specific place. You choose, there's many places where it's relating to that scrolling, for example. Many places. But then choose only one place, in the body. One that is the most, your consciousness would go the first, saying, oh, this is the more painful, or more something that I don't qualify as pain, but I can't put my attention on. And then to breathe inside there. Breathe the quality, if there's any sensation, if there's any texture in the sensation, if there's any thing that you hear while concentrating on that pain or that place in the body. Yeah. And then coming also to the heart, somehow, if I can observe, just to witness this without identifying myself, without judging myself, but just witnessing this part of the body from a wholeheartedness perspective, like coming back to breathing in my heart, breathing this place in the heart, and this part of the body. There's something here. Yeah. Getting connected with the sensations. So I was speaking, earlier, one very concrete way to connect with the power of the divine, where the locus is like where the divine masculine kind of expresses itself in a very powerful way, bit obvious ways, into the prostate. And I told one way is to put one finger, up. Didn't say that, but up to, meaning to go very far. You can just put oil and start with the pinky and then go and observe the sensation when you put there. But this is like really advanced stuff. Really. It's like you do this. You can start by just, like I said, put the hand on your cock, on the edge, the cat, let's call it this cut. But this is also even like advanced styles, right? It is, but it is not, because, man, we have so much power on our cock.
Mm.
And it needs to be circulating in the body. So sometimes what I love to bring attention to men is like, how can you, instead of putting it out, instead of just ejaculating and coming, how can you develop the sensations?
Mm.
How can you find ways with touch, for example, touching your belly and taking the time to breathe in the sensations of your desire itself? Feeling the desire, putting your hand on your, on the edge of your cock, the cap of your cock, and breathing in the desire that you feel. Slowing down the time. And developing, touching different parts of the body while breathing and while holding the cock. There's a place in the body where you develop sensations of wholeheartedness. It's like ultimately, we need to actually touch your heart to feel your heart as man. That's what I understood, is that for my own self, I needed to massage more hard to feel my heart opening. Because otherwise, my heart is shut down.
Yeah, it's hard to even feel this sensation.
And as men, I have been educated to shut down, to be strong man, to have a good ego, be able to talk and to make jokes and be easygoing and then be strong and be in service and, good stuff, do good stuff and do it well, do it, in a very good way and so forth. But I've never been taught to be actually feeling my body and feeling my emotion. When feeling emotions, it's not complicated. You just need to touch your heart and touch your gut and breathe in there.
Yeah.
It's not, c'est pas sorcier. It's not magic. It's not unattainable. It's really actually quite easy.
Yeah.
You
But do you think it's also connected because we men don't have cycles every month?
Yeah.
That's why it's not so evident for us, like,
Yes.
boom, now you bleed. Now feel the body, feel how the body is cleansing.
Yeah.
But apparently, somebody was telling me that men also have cycles. Men actually have 2 cycles per month.
Strong cycle.
But I haven't explored when these cycles are. But if I think about it now, I do know there is times during the month that I just feel, I feel more. And I was actually meaning to note that down. I want to note that down. Like, when is my cycle? It's because I think there is, like, you must go through the biological hormonal changes as well.
Yes, we are.
It's possible that we just go linear always. Either like that and then later like that. I don't know how it works.
It's true, eh? I relate to that. That a woman that lost the capacity, that monthly opportunity to have a baby, and then when they're losing their blood, they're losing their a part of their, autonomy of emotional bonding or capacity or of feeling secure or feeling, for me, I know that there's a part of the month where I'm fucking more aggressive. I'm like, there's are a few days where I like peak, like, my boundaries becomes much more stronger, much more clear.
Yeah.
And there are some other days where I just shut down, literally. And it's a cycle. It's like every month.
Yeah.
When I start to write it down and do a journal of these
Oh,
experiences.
you did that?
Yeah, I did that for many months.
Or it was predictable?
Yeah. It's predictable.
Huh.
Yeah.
So,
It's interesting because when I first, that was like in 2014, 2014, I remember I was coming back from Haiti, and I had such a strong moment. It was really hard to live in the conditions where, we eat every 2 days, and families, it was so hard. Living in the countryside, in the bush, like, 20 kilometers and dirt road, and really isolated and no food, really, really hard. Education under a tent for the children, and I came back, I was devastated. For the quality of living they were living there. And it helped me because already I knew that I could take care of myself. There's different, games to host myself, I think I spoke about one, you just put a candle and you take a shower. And for me, I'm very, with the years I understood that I need to touch myself while taking a shower, for example. If I massage my neck, I will start immediately to yawn, for example, under a shower. If I don't do it, I know that if I do it, then it triggers a whole lot of chain of reaction where I start to yawn. When I yawn, I can let go of my bottom of my belly. And then when I yawn, I sigh. And when I sigh, I let emotions out. And when I sigh and I yawn, and then like water comes out of my body, for example, the edge of my eyes sometimes after yawning or after releasing deep sigh. Like strong emotion and coming down from the bottom of my gut. There's a lot of ways to ask for your partner to touch you also. Touch you in a way that you don't need to put your hands on a lot of places. You can just ask your partner to put your hands on your chest. And start to feel your heart opening. It doesn't take much. If you feel your heart is shut down, it's a good sign where you kind of need co-regulation to open it up. And you can't do it by yourself. It's much more easier to do it with someone. At first, to kind of understand, oh, this is when my heart is open. That's how it feels that my heart is open.
So it becomes a tangible experience.
It becomes a tangible experience, like a milestone. This is how it feels to
Yeah.
While you're getting your heart touched, you can explore your breath. You can explore, witness your thought system that builds up. Like, okay, well, oh, my wife, she has such a beautiful boobs. Oh, I just want to touch her boobs. Oh, what's this? I feel I'm impatient. I can't arrive here. I just want to do stuff. I just want to be active. Because men, we have not learned to slow down. We're good at doing stuff. We're not good at penetrating. Penetrate. We're a man. Penetration culture. But it's good to, to answer your question, I think it's a good thing to actually slow down and come in the felt sense, develop a felt sense. Just doing nothing, reading a book, lying down, massaging your eyes, massaging your neck. But any oil, even if you only have like veggie oil from like cooking oil, it's fine enough. You don't need anything else. No.
Yeah. Of course, better with coconut oil.
Coconut oil is the best. Everything.
It just goes always. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it takes courage. It takes courage to break these old patterns, to break these old conditions.
You feel alone when doing this the first time. You feel like weird because it's new sensations, and discovering new sensations makes me feel afraid. when I'm unsure about new sensations in my felt sense, then, you know, there's this old voice that tells me, oh, is this normal? What are you doing? You know, there's like this judge that is there inside,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of is judging whatever is going on here, you know, because it's the way that he can keeps control. The mind can keeps like things in order to achieve things and get shit done, you know. So the sympathetic nervous system is like, okay, you know, the judge is there and we're doing stuff and we're getting shit done. We're like well organized and this is how it's going to work. But for the parasympathetic nervous system, this memory, this samskaras, this capacity is no longer a good use here, because it's the actual opposite that you need in there. If you have this judge that is there like validating on invalidating your experience, it's not what you need, you know. It's the actual something else where you kind of. That's why I love this game of putting a candle, putting soft music, putting a place like an actual thick blanket, and putting yourself naked on there for the first few weeks. Because at that place, you will see first, you will start to yawn, and then second, you will want to touch your dick, you know. But then you can touch your heart, you can touch your neck, and then the first time you will come and you will want to masturbate, and it will be good, right? But then it will evolve. It will go to like a evolution process where you will, afterwards, you will go to a place where you will actually start to yawn, but truly honestly, and your body will kind of do some movements where it needs to stretch. Finally, your body will do some movement that you can just follow. You don't need to know what to do. Your body will tell you what to do.
Right. Yeah.
You can just follow your body there with a candle, lying on the floor on a thick blanket with. If it's in the cold, then you put your thermostat. You put heat, you know, in up to 26, right? For like being naked somewhere, and then next step, you know, you'll want to you'll observe your body starts to massage your hand massaging your body somehow. It's going to be different than masturbating, you know, managing your power, feeling inspired, feeling like a candy, deepening sensations, deepening, you know, self-love, connections to oneself. And then at one point, next thing you know, after, you know, massaging yourself, your body, you will see, will start to stretch places in your body that feels like emotionally contracted. Like most of the time it's a solar plexus, right? You will want to go like opening different places of the body, and then stay in there, you know. Stay in these places and breathe in there. Feel the sensation of the breath in these parts of the body. And this I know from experience, like many people told me it's like really milestones, these things that happen. You know, when you go in, we call that self-hosting, you know, hosting oneself for security and self-love. First is sexuality, because it's the way that it brings immediate shift in the nervous system, right? When you concentrate on, you allow your sexuality to arise, what I understood is that you can contain, you know, you can touch, you can open the sensation in the lower belly and the sex, and you can breathe in there instead of going to regular pathways of sensation where it's just masturbation and you open porn and you do whatever, and it's finished, and then you dissociate yourself and then you do things, right? You go back to your computer, you go back to whatever you need to do. is to open that, but to stay with it, contain the energy of awakening this energy, but containing it.
Yeah.
And allowing it to breathe inside there, allowing it to be alive, to be vibrant, without necessarily going into the habits of that you have while opening that door, that energy inside. After the emotional, after the you go through it. After you open emotionally, the body will become like there will be some pain in your body. Literally, strong pain. Hosting oneself, you develop after a certain. It may become quite faster sometimes, and because when you get used to it, you get, and then self-healing starts there.
They're opening up these old wounds.
So there's the actual pain that is there, that is being triggered by something during your day, right? Or with a relationship with your kids, one of your kid or your daughter. I mean your partner, or whomever it is at your work or whatever you're doing. With whomever you're doing, whatever you're doing. But there's like this capacity of holding that pain and feeling, allowing yourself not to identify with the pain, being a victim of it, but just to witness the pain and to feel the extent of the pain, the quality of the pain, the texture of the pain. And to go and sometimes to touch it, tap around it, tap on it, and something will actually start to change in the sensation of the pain. The sensation of the pain changes, and you have, when you really listen with curiosity, with like just observing and being curious about the pain, then there's something in it becomes more clear. It's not with the mind. There's a language of the heart. Like the language of the wisdom of the heart. At first, it's hard. It feels like really powerless for a few months, because it's like learning a new language.
Right, yeah.
Like learning a language of intuition, but of your own self-understanding. Understanding yourself not with the mind, rational, A plus B equal D, right? Or whatever it is. 1 plus 2 makes, 3. Now it's the intelligence of the heart. So it's intelligence of emotions with emotions. Bodily felt pain with emotional things would trigger us outside. And if you have someone that is there with you, you can ask the person to listen to you without talking, without replying anything. And if it's not done in the moment, it can be done afterwards. Oh, I was doing this and I was lying down and suddenly pain arises, and by actualizing yourself around that pain at the moment with words, with someone that listened to it without wanting anything from you, without wanting you to be performant, without wanting you to be powerful, without wanting you to be straightforward, without wanting you to be anything, but just be ready to listen to what is alive inside you right now. And having the right quality of softness of listening, vulnerability of listening, then what arises at that moment and is extremely valuable, because there you can get to know what pain you hold inside and what's the texture of it and how does it feel and what emotions are in there and what are the thoughts that are coming that judges this, and what are the shame and where is it coming from, or the guilt, or the power gains that is inside, that is in that special place in the body. Talking of pain that arises in the body after all these steps that we're just told,
And that's the self-exploration.
Self-love. Yeah. For me, it's really about hosting oneself, hosting myself in awareness and allowing myself to self-love, I think it's a good practice to at least try and repeat until you fail again. And then you fail again. And then more you fail, more you actually have the impression of failing, but the failure sensation will cease by opening new milestone of new sensations in the body. You will, oh, it's true, I start to yawn. Oh, it's true, like I have emotions that comes up, but I don't know how to feel them, And then when you start to emotional breathe these emotions, and you start to, oh, okay, this is anger, fuck. Okay, yeah, And then time will pass, and then someone will tell you, yeah, below anger there's sadness. So then you'll be able to actually go and open up a little bit deeper, and then go back to the same place in your body where the pain comes back mostly at the same place in the body. First few years. Yeah. It's a somatic approach on embodying wholeheartedness, Next thing you know is that next morning when you wake up and you went through like a simple process like this, and you repeat this over and over, sensation in the heart will start to have meaning. When you come close to a woman, and then something will happen. It's like new abilities of opening up something in the chest. Something that we can relate with vulnerability somehow with the woman. That for me in my life, women had this naturally.
Or they just cultivated that from very young age.
From very young age, yeah.
They just group together, and they just talk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just talk naturally on everything. On the beauty of things, on the fear of this, and the fear of that, and then on the excitement about it, and longing for a connection with that beautiful man, or Yeah.
Oh, we're coming there.
We're coming there, oh man.
We're building our brotherhood together now.
Yeah.
That we can actually know what it is to be a man again.
Yeah.
And I really see this coming. I see in my own example, like I keep talking more and more about it, so more and more men form around me. We talk about the same topic, so
Yes.
this reality is becoming, no, this dream is becoming reality. So
yeah.
and the more we encourage each other to have these conversations, to be like, this is good. Like, let's make feelings great again.
Yeah, man.
Because, I mean, after all, if we understand how all in here work, and we're not afraid of anything that comes up, that's when we feel freedom.
Yes, when we feel
That we
free.
can choose, like, okay,
Yeah.
I want to go more into this, I want to go more into that. Oh, no, maybe today, I know it's there, but today I choose not to go in there, but you're aware what is in there. And then when the time comes when it feels more comfortable for you, then you go in. And not just live obliviously like, no, I'm fine, I'm good.
Yeah.
Great. But
It's funny because masturbation is very important for a man, This is very part of a man's life. At least the men that I've come across in my life, And for me, it took so many years to understand that masturbation is self-love. I always associate something with, I have not been educated to feel masturbation as self-love until really late, like I was like 27, 20 something. I was really able to rest and to feel my sex and to open the sensations in lower belly and massage my lower belly and massage my heart and feel my heart open while holding my heart, touching my heart and touching my sex and feel the love in my heart
Yeah.
while touching my sex. I mean, that was a life change for me. Because for me, I was always feeling guilty and ashamed unconsciously to masturbate. All my life. All my youth. And I masturbate since really young. Come on. I don't know for you, but it was like really young.
Yeah. Can't remember. Very young as well.
Yeah. I mean, it comes naturally really young.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was, I remember actually I had a very long phase in my life that I would masturbate and I would feel really good, and right when I come out, there's guilt and there's like, oh, the shame would come, and I just like, I don't know, I felt like, and back in the States, I would still was an active boxer, and often I felt, well, in boxing at least, I feel good, like I feel like I have the power there. Somehow I've often thought that, yeah, but I'm a boxer. It's weird because
Yes.
because I felt this guilt. I want to replace it with something, yeah, with something I'm proud of.
Yeah.
And it's just like, actually, now you said it, I started to reconnect. I'm like, yes, true. I remember feeling as a teenager very guilty, masturbating just the moment I can, like,
I remember once I was with, I only had, 4 main partners in my life. Like I was always in a long-term relationship with all my partners. And when I met my actual ex-wife, Helen, the way that she was masturbating was so beautiful. She was so wholehearted. There were no manipulation. There were no like going fast. It was not necessary. Just slow down and enjoy the touch.
yeah.
Enjoy the breathing slowly inside the desire. Feeling the rays of the desire while breathing inside the desire and feeling that agony, that power of desire raising from the prostate up and in, the lower belly and the spine and then raising, up to the heart. And this is so powerful when you think through seconds. 2 seconds is so powerful. It's so beautiful. I mean, we all have this ability. It's all there. It's like built within, we're borrowing this body and it's built within.
Yeah. Hidden features.
It's a built-in feature.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I've someone never told me that, that I'd relax and feel, calm down.
That was,
And yeah, you have desire, but feel it. Take oil and put yourself and put different parts of the penis and the balls and go and stretch the balls and stretch the cock and then put on your belly, massage your above your pubic bone, massage above your pubic bone and while maintaining your cock and breathe in there and then maintain your breath and then try to see if you contract your perineum, what it does, while maintaining your breath and then feeling your cock, feeling your balls and slowing down. And for me, it was a very big milestone. Well, masturbating and feeling my heart wholeheartedly with love. It's like I've never heard a man talking about that. Never.
Yeah.
It's like weird, And I tried it because I saw my wife so wholehearted while making love. Like when I wanted to see her masturbating, because I never saw her masturbating. How does it feel when you touch yourself, you know? So I was wanting to go there with her and accompany her and witness her touching herself and learn how it feels for her to be touched at different places on her lips, on her yoni, you know, the flower, different depth of where she touched and where it feels good for her to touch on the yoni, you know. And take time to stroke really slowly and breathe, synchronizing the breath and the stroke that she was giving out. Ask her to go slower and slower. And then at one point so when she goes really slow and she breathes really slow, she synchronizes these two slow stroke and slow breathing and sensing herself. Then there was something inside her that was happening. And I felt it in my body at that moment.
Wow.
You know, I felt it in my own body. Feels like, became like fire at a certain moment because she felt fire in her body. You know, there's body resonance.
Yeah.
And that particular moment, I say, okay, well, let me try that. You know, let me try that. How does it feel for me, like to be wholeheartedly vulnerable, wholeheartedly my heart vibrant? But this is not for you as a woman, this is for me as a man. And holding my cock and, you know, developing sensation. And it didn't existed in my pathways of sensations, like we said, you know, the 99%. It did not, it existed in this 1% tiny part somewhere like hidden.
Yeah.
You know. But to open this wholeheartedness, vibrant love and vibrant fire also that I have as a man, you know. And then to hold these two together and make a connection between these two and then fostering more and more that connection between these two, you know, until to a point where it becomes with different practices, with tantric practices where we did a lot of this. It's beautiful, you know, but I just did that like intuitively, like feeling longing to go there, you know. And yeah. So I think this is also important for a man. It's so important. It's like a milestone. Really, really, really. To come to wholeheartedness in a self-loving space with a candle, with a blanket, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. You know? Not excluding the power of your sexuality in that space, because it's where knowing oneself happens. You need to open up. So if it's at first it includes each time to masturbate, why? There's no problem with masturbation. There's no shame. There's no guilt. It's actually very good. You know, since I'm young, I feel so ashamed about it. Why? It's sensation. It's actual super powerful energy.
Yeah.
You know, it's basic groundedness into reality, into this Maya. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If it's still recording, yeah. Not sure, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Recording.
Okay.
But I think on that note,
Yeah, Nano, we're going to end this.
maybe.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
So-
I don't have nothing to say. You know, I don't know what I said, and I don't know, so.
Beautiful. Very beautiful what you had to say. Yeah, really, really, really.
Well, I kind of have the sensation we did like a big circle, you know? But, yeah.
Life.
But it's like that.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll go and
The expression of
we'll
life.
go and yeah, and
Yeah.
and go a little bit, make a toe and the depth of it.
Oh, I think it was already deep by itself. Like feeling sensations, feeling the body. I think this is one of the most important parts for us men, to be able to open up, to become sensitive again.
Yeah.
Because as I said, so many men I spoke to on this journey, when they talk about open-heartedness, what is open-heartedness? Like, oh, I don't know. I don't feel it.
Yeah.
And I was including this this way as well, that I was like, everybody keeps talking about an open heart, but what does it really mean? I don't feel open. I felt there was a blockage here. And even just going in these sensations of my body, what you said, like even masturbating and feeling different things rather than just I just want to jerk off. I just want milk it. Make it. Now I feel good for a bit, and then
Now I can relax. Yeah.
and that is and I find myself guilty of that sometimes as well. When I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just trying to milk it right now. So, and then really take it slow and just really come back to this thing, because the sexuality is so closely interlinked with this work, with this work, with this work.
Yeah.
It's
entangled. It's basic.
all entangled.
It's the root.
Yeah.
It's the foundation. Yeah. It's the
And
foundation.
that with communication, that with compassion, and with understanding towards the world, that will build just a more beautiful, more inclusive world for all of us, where we talk about feelings, emotions,
Yeah.
openness.
Yeah.
That will create a better world.
Yes.
I mean, the world is already great, but it's just gonna be more open and
Yeah. More
hopefully less strong.
more meaningful, and more nurturing.
Yeah.
Yeah. More safe and more joyful.
So on that note,
Yes. Oh, sure. Yeah.
oh sure, yeah. We can close this off with 3 ohms.
Yeah.
Some car, some star.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Yay. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
My God. You have strong capacity to listen, bro. I was talking too much
No,
all the time. Oh.
that's why you are on the show.
so welcome to share your experience, brother. Thank you so much. Wow, there's so much wisdom, so much beauty, so much love in you.
Thank you, bro.
My pleasure.
Really, thank you so much. Wow. Oh, it's good you're there. My God. It's so good you're alive for this.